Help ensure that you have the right stuff in the right place at exactly the right time. So call 1-800-GRANGER. Click Granger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you know the arrow in Amazon's logo represents A to Z? Maybe the My Computer Career logo should represent unemployed to employed. Ryan was out of work when he started classes in March. In September, he started his IT career working for Amazon, making more money than he ever thought possible. Here's a prime opportunity. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. You could start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Hey, this is Troy D., proud ECU grad from the class of 94. And if you know me, you know I love the 90s here at ECU. It was some of our glory days, including bowl games, the Peach Bowl, and even a March Madness appearance. Relive those days with my friends from Tailgate Classics. Tailgate Classics is a cool retro store with all types of merchandise, including the 90s ECU vintage tees and hats. Check out Tailgate Classics in person, 304 Evans Street, or online at shoptailgateclassics.com. Tailgate Classics, bringing back the throwbacks.
Other food delivery apps charge surprise fees, but Domino's is giving away $50 million worth of surprise frees, like free pizza, lava cakes, or cheesy bread when you order delivery online. And we found some unique ways to get the word out.
Free cheesy!
Like screaming it! We even called Paul Revere.
Free lava cakes are coming!
Order delivery online and you could get a surprise free from Domino's. No purchase necessary. Open U.S. residents 13 and up through 11/21/21. Odds of winning are 1 in 14. See rules at surprisefrees.domino's.com for free entry, blackout dates, restrictions, and details.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles for my friends at Ed Watkins Marine. I've known Ed personally for years, covering his winning performances on the football field and on NASCAR's pit road. Now Ed is winning on the water, and you get to win too. You win with awesome prices on boats from Ed Watkins Marine, and of course, great service after the sale. If you're looking for a new boat, contact Ed Watkins Marine today. They will deliver anywhere. Find them online at edwatkinsmarine.com and tell them the voice sent you.
Christie's Europub is the perfect place to relax, grab a bite, and enjoy a drink this fall. Located in the heart of Greenville and just a few blocks from ECU's campus, Christie's offers lunch, dinner, and late night with live music every Sunday. Come and have brunch Monday through Friday from 11 to 3 or Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 4. Scratch cooking takes time, so relax and enjoy a pint at Christie's Europub today. For the latest information, check them out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or visit them online at christieseuropub.com.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Are you starting to plan your holiday travel for this year? Book today on American Airlines at PGV and enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport. American Airlines and PGV. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
Well, the secret is out. CD's Grill has the best breakfast in Greenville. Start your day with a made-to-order breakfast Monday through Saturday at CD's Grill. Plus, you can enjoy lunch Monday through Friday. And their lunch specials are always a huge hit. Monday, it's barbecue chicken. Tuesday, pork tenderloin and gravy. Wednesday, chicken and pastry. Thursday, barbecue pork chops. And Friday, it's spaghetti. CD's Grill on Fire Tower Road in Winterville near Evans Street. Stop by CD's Grill for the best country cooking around. Sawyer's Fun Park is now open in Greenville. This state-of-the-art 40,000 square foot facility features a 2-story LED interactive laser tag, a one-of-a-kind 2-story ninja course, a ropes course with a 180-degree zip line, and it's only one of 5 in the country that are indoors. Multiple climbing walls, a super cool arcade with 40-plus games, and a brand-new full-service cafe and bar for adults. Visit the brand-new Sawyer's Fun Park, now open, located right behind ARU on Corey Road, Greenville.
Do you suffer from pain, anxiety, or sleeping issues? Eastern Healthcare has a solution for you. Eastern Healthcare is the premier CBD store with retailer quality products to help with any ailment you might have. They carry nationally recognized brands such as Curative's Delta 8, CBD Distillery, and Charlotte's Web with a wide variety of delivery systems.
This is Adam from Eastern Healthcare. Come visit our store at 2245 Stantonburg Road across from Vidant Hospital or call 227-4199. Eastern Healthcare. Wellness starts here.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this with purple.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the pirate nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hello and welcome in to a Football Friday and a Free Beer Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios. Coming to you today on Pirate Radio, 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We're on 1250, 930. You can find us online, pr927fm.com. And you can watch our show on Facebook Live and on YouTube. As we got a fun show planned for you today. We're going to talk about it all. We're going to talk football. We're going to talk hoops. We're going to talk baseball as well coming up. Later on this hour, we'll talk some golf. Harold Varner III is out in Vegas, the new dad, participating out there in a PGA tournament. So we'll have updates on that. And talk to Mark Greenheld from the Golf Shop Radio Show. He'll join us at around 3:40. At 4 o'clock, Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com, will join us. Glenn will be a part of the picks today. The big dog, Glenn Griffin, is here. We will take a look at the upcoming Week 6 NFL slate. We'll ask Tony what happened to the Panthers against the Eagles and preview Panthers Vikings and make all our picks for the upcoming NFL Sunday. At 4:35, we'll catch up with Thomas Francisco. Had an awesome career at East Carolina, a great 2021, and was called up to A baseball with the Peoria Chiefs. He's in the St. Louis Cardinals organization, so he's already making a splash in minor league baseball. We'll catch up with Thomas Francisco, talk about his time at East Carolina, his year in minor league baseball, and a lot more. That coming up in hour number 2. Morgan Ahlers, the voice of Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium and Minges Coliseum, joins us at 5 o'clock, and Brian North from WCTI 12 will talk some football with us at 5:20. It's a lot of stuff coming up on this show. Shirley Rhodes is here, Glenn Griffin is here, and former East Carolina defensive coordinator Rick Smith kicks us off on a Friday. Coach, good to see you, man.
Good to see you. See you too.
Looking good as always. You always got some nice gear on.
Well, you know, I coached here almost 9 years, so I got a lot of gear.
A lot of cool gear.
And I get to put it on. I put it on for your show.
Looking pretty.
So. Now I can wear some more stuff too. I got some Alabama stuff, Georgia Tech stuff, Baylor stuff. You know, I coached a lot of places in 50 years.
Yeah, you have. We'll have Rick Smith story time at some point today. That's the best part of the show when you get into your stories. Coach, you said last week, I remember off the air, when you came in before we even got on the show, talking about UCF, you said, this is a game ECU should win. And I thought that was a little strong. I didn't know if I would use the word should. I would have used could. But then I watched the game. I saw them have a lead in the fourth quarter and said, well, Coach Smith was right. They should have won that game.
Should have. I was upset when we lost it because I felt like we had to win that one to ensure, 6 wins, for the season and get a bowl bid. But we got 6 left. We just got to find 3 out of the 6 and, 3 out of the 6 and get our 6th win of the year. And maybe if we're lucky and we quit turning the ball over, we will win maybe 4 or 5.
Well, this week, Coach, we went out to the listeners, the viewers of this show, and we got grades for the offense, defense, special teams. So I'm going to ask you your grades coming up later for the team so far because we're at the midway point. But first, I want to ask you about the 4th and 8. That was a big topic on the post-game show. The previous play, so UCF's driving late in the game. The previous play, ECU sends an all-out blitz. They blitz everybody. I think the pass is either incomplete or completed for a short gain because they made him throw quick. So then it's 4th and 8, and we're wondering, well, where are the linebackers? Where's everybody at? They send 3, and UCF gets the first down. Eventually they get a touchdown. ECU defensive coordinator Blake Harrell talked about the 4th and 8 play. We'll hear what he had to say, and I want to get your take on it as a former D coordinator. This is cut 3, Shirley, from Blake Harrell.
Yeah, so that's the one to keep you upright because it's 4th and 8. It's time to get off the field. It's around the, just across their side of the field there. You don't want to expose yourself and give up a big play or, possibly let them get in the end zone right there. So you got 2 trains of thoughts. One, hey, let's go win it. Let's get off the field right here, get the ball back to our offense. It could be game, even though they had 3 timeouts at the time. Another train of thought is, hey, we want to win and get a stop, but we want to make sure we don't give up anything stupid, give up a big play and let them drop. And, we zeroed out the play before. On 3rd and 8, we zeroed out, brought 7, put our guys in a little man-man, so stretch those guys back there. Our tendency is probably, my tendency over the last 2 seasons is 4th down. We're coming to get you. We're zeroing out. We're bringing 7. We're bringing the house. And thought they'd have a plan for that. We got the route we thought we'd get. The back leaked out. Early in the game, they ran the same route, and the back leaks and sits to the field, right where Bruce was sitting. This time he leaks out, and we kind of sink a little bit too far and don't drive it as good as we should. And, he gets the first down there. So, we all look at ourselves. Players are pulling the thumb and say, hey, what could I have done better on this rep? I'm pulling the thumb and say, how could I put us in a better call on this rep? So you got to learn from it. You got to move on. And like you said, that will keep you up for a long time. It's frustrating because you could easily be sitting here, 4-2. A couple more breaks, you could be sitting here 5-1. A couple other breaks the other way, we could be sitting here 1-5. So at the end of the day, thank God we're 3-3. And we got a lot of work left to do. And a lot of season left to play, 6 games that I feel really good about going and competing and getting some wins and trying to get to a bowl game and see if we can't make a little noise in this conference and be there, come late November playing for something that matters.
All right, there's Blake Harrell, and at the time we were saying, why did they not blitz? Is he overthinking it? And he kind of said there, his tendency there, and you talked about tendencies from the offensive side last week, Coach, but he says usually he sends the house in that situation. He didn't on Saturday night. What were you thinking when you saw that situation?
I thought sure he would have blitzed. I mean, that's his tendency. I think he made a good decision not to blitz because his tendency is to blitz. I thought he would catch him off guard. And he even, I don't know if you remember the play, but he disguised the blitz. He had his outside backers up on the line and they dropped. But you can't, when it's over, and you can sit there and second guess, until you turn gray-headed like me. But, and if they blitzed, it might have been a touchdown. You just don't ever know. But he has to live with that decision. I thought it was a good decision.
All right.
And, hell, go down the road.
We had DJ Ford, ECU safety, in here earlier in the week, and he said that they ran earlier in the game. I thought back to you because last week I said you got to blitz this guy. He's a young guy, and you said really what you need to do is disguise what you're going to do and get in his head and make sure he don't know what's happening. And DJ said they did a good job a couple plays earlier in the game of disguising, not sending a blitz, and it worked out. So you and to hear you say you thought it was the right call, it was just not executed, and they got the first down. So be it. But that's part of the chess match every week, right?
And you don't want to give up a 4th and 8. I don't remember the coverage he was in, but I know it wasn't a blitz. If I'm not mistaken, he was in a man free. He had one safety deep playing zone, had a robber in the middle of the field playing zone, and everybody else played man. He played 5 under man. 2 corners were man, and he had a robber in the middle. I think that's what but it's hard to tell on TV. That's a good coverage, but, you're still only rushing 4. And,
what happened.
They got it, and we didn't.
And the frustrating thing, your defense had a chance to win it for you there at the end. But before that, the offense had a chance to stay on the field. But they go 3 and out. So it was equally frustrating, Coach. 2 opportunities, both sides of the ball, with a chance to close that one out on Saturday night.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, we had how many turnovers? 3?
We had the fumble at the beginning of the game. They had an interception. Well, and a couple of the turnovers. So one was at the end of the first half, which really didn't hurt that much. And one was on like a lateral play at the end, which counted as a fumble. The one that kills you is Keaton Mitchell, who's had a great year. Fumbles going in early in the game to put you up 7-0.
Just something, and I watched the game, and I always go back to when I was coordinator. What are some of the things I always preached, and one thing I always preached, of course, was penalties. We had 8, they had 4. 3rd down, they were 5 of 15. So we were great on third down. But even on offense, we weren't very good.
Well, that's been a trend all year.
You know? Now, turnovers, we had 3, and they had 1. Run. They ran the ball. Every time they averaged 5.3 yards a snap, we averaged 3.6. I would be real upset with my defense. I always tell them, hey, guys, 3.3 is all you can give up. And I always wanted it to be less than 3. But end of the third quarter, you're leading the game 13-10. You can't lose ball games in the fourth quarter. We gave up 10 points, and we only scored 3. So, again, it goes back to the fourth quarter. You go back and look at how many games we've lost in the fourth quarter. I don't know what. Winning's a habit, unfortunately, so is losing.
Yeah, and you've got 2 now that you can look back on if you really want to bang your head into a wall and say South Carolina, UCF. Yeah. I mean, leads in the second half, and you walk away with losses there. So, well, Coach, give us your grade offensively. So the Pirates at times they've shown some flashes. They've also been bad on the offensive side of the ball. So, how would you grade the offense through 6 games so far?
Give them a C.
Okay. That was about the consensus.
Yeah.
Actually, some were a little harsher than you. But
yeah. Overall, a C. In critical situations, a C-.
Right. Okay.
When you got to have it, we don't do it.
And the third down percentage on the year highlights that.
Yeah. What is it?
Oh, man. I was hoping you wouldn't ask. Let's pull it up on the UB stat sheet. It has been a bugaboo for the Pirates all year. Now, they were able to mask that in the Tulane game because they converted so many fourth downs. But third down has been an issue. So on the year, I'll pull it up here, Coach. East Carolina is converting, let's see, 28%.
Ooh, that's
25 of 88.
That's not good. When I was the D coordinator, I remember sitting down and talking with some offensive coaches because I wanted to be able to give my defensive kids goals that were, attainable on defense on third down. And I came up with, okay, if it's 3rd and 5 or less, we got to win 70% of the time. 3rd and 3, we got to win 70% of the time. Now, 3rd and 8, I was happy if we won, which they told me I was crazy, but I said, we're going to win that 50% of the time. And they were saying, well, you probably shouldn't win but 30% of the time. But we made those goals because we preached them, and of course, you can't always blitz when it's 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 3.
All right, well, let's go to the defense. Let me ask you, what's a good percentage overall you want from your defense on third downs?
Well, I think it goes back to you break it down. You're going to be better on 3rd and 7 than you are 3rd and 3. So my goal was if it was 3rd and 3 or less, I wanted to win 50% of the time. If it was 3rd, 6, 7, if it was 3rd and 4, 5, and 6, I wanted to win 60% of the time, and anything over that, I was going to win 70% of the time.
So overall, because I don't have those breakdowns.
Overall, 60%.
Well, how about teams are converting 35% on third downs on East Carolina's defense? That's a good number.
That's a dang good. I'll take that. That means you're winning 7 to 10.
Yes, sir. So that is a good number. So what's your grade overall for the defense through 6 games?
And I think really they've played well the last 2 weeks. I would give them a B-.
Yeah.
I think they're playing better than the offense.
They're and unfortunately we lost the turnover battle this week, but one thing they have been doing, they've been forcing turnovers, at least one, every week. So they've been doing that. And the 2 games they lost that we say coulda, shoulda, woulda, the defense kept them in the game. I mean, South Carolina, they played good. And then last week against UCF. So,
I know. The one thing I wrote down here on my notes was that we gave up 3.6 yards a run, and our offense made 3.6, and Central Florida per run was 5.3, which I think I got it backwards. I do. our defense held them to, we were 3.6, and our offense averaged 5.3 against them, which was pretty good by the offense.
Well, and Central Florida was really stymied. They had one drive, I want to say it was in the third quarter, where they got moving the ball on the ground. For the most part, their quarterback didn't hurt us that much at all. But the Pirates play well defensively. Special teams this year, Coach, they haven't broke one big in the return game. We haven't had a big return. Punting's been good. Kicking's been improving. So what would you give the special teams right now?
They hadn't hurt us, but they hadn't helped us.
Right. So about average?
Yeah, just average.
Yeah.
You know, you'd like to have a punt return, you know, for a touchdown, a kickoff return. Yeah, I mean, and I think we've had some decent returns.
As your time as a defensive coordinator and also a secondary coach, were you ever involved in special teams?
Yeah, everywhere. I think the last couple of years here I wasn't, but golly, I can't tell you how many. One year at Georgia Tech, I had the punters. I coached the punters.
Now, what do you do to coach a punter? What does that mean?
I had a really good punter.
Oh, good. So you were a good coach then.
And here's what I told him. I said, the number one thing is to catch the snap and kick it.
Hey, it ain't hard, folks.
You know, and this kid, of course, he'd been our punter for a couple of years before I got the job, you know, and like Coach Curry, who was our head coach, he told me, he said, don't tell him anything but to catch the snap. So I said, now, hey, just catch the snap. That's the first thing you got to do, and that's the only thing I'm going to tell you. And I can remember, man, I was studying up on punters. I talked to people. Coach sent me some kicking camps. And I can remember who was the punter. He was an NFL punter for the Raiders. And he said, Coach, the only thing you need to teach that punter is the proper drop. You know, of course, the first thing he's got to do is catch the punt. The second thing, that drop's got to be, the tip can't be down or up. It's got to, you know, and I would watch the snap, and he'd catch it, and I'd watch the drop, and he'd punt it. He was pretty good.
What year were you at Georgia Tech? Do you remember?
Oh, I was there in 77. I think I left there in 85.
There's a guy named Jeff Pierce who had the most punting all time.
Remember him.
Okay. So, but I guess now when it came to the coverage units and stuff, you had to actually tell them what to do, right?
Yeah, and now I had the gunners for years. You know, the two wide guys going down. I had them for years. And one year I had the left, the right guard, tackle, and end.
So that's how it's broken down amongst the staff?
Yeah.
Okay, that's really...
Now, some coaches, some head coaches will give, like I'm trying to think, I had kickoff coverage. That was my deal. I was the head coach for kickoff coverage, but now I had three coaches that helped me, and they did what I asked them to do. Then I was like on the punt team. That one year I had the right guard, tackle, and end, and then the next year, several years, I had the punters. So yeah, I was involved for years on every special team, every coach, and some coaches would have a coordinator, and that coordinator was in charge of each. And then what most of the coaches did in the old days was, this guy's kickoff coverage. He's the guy. Mm-hmm. This guy has the punt, and everybody helped.
Gotcha. So on a fake punt, would that be your responsibility, or is that the head coach, the offensive coordinator? Who's drawing those up?
On a fake punt, it was whoever was in charge of the punt team.
So that year you had the punter, would that have been you?
But I couldn't do that without permission.
Right. You don't make the call,
no.
But you do. Okay.
Yep. I would have to come up with the play, how we want to do it. But the head coach would say, he would tell me when to do it.
Yeah. Rick Smith joining us. I'll tell you what, let's take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll have more with Coach Smith on this bye week. East Carolina 3-3. Got Houston coming up next Saturday. We'll talk more football with Coach Rick Smith when we return after this.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those, but anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
In studio with Gloria from Kinetic Physical Therapy. Gloria, what is cryotherapy?
Cryotherapy is when your body is exposed to extremely cold but therapeutic temperatures for several minutes. It has many benefits, including decreased pain, decreased inflammation, increased energy, and improved overall wellness. That's why at Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness, we offer a wide variety of services, including cryotherapy. So whether you're an athlete or whether you just want to give your health a boost, cryotherapy will help to ensure that you're feeling great and living well. So come chill with us and you'll be back for more.
Hey, this is John Grillo, the Bagel Man. You know I love bagels. I don't settle for frozen bagels. That's why we make our bagels right here in Greenville from scratch every day. If you're coming into Bagel Man, you'll notice that there's some renovation going on. Our menu is bigger and better than ever. Our sandwiches, heroes, subs, salads, wraps, bagel dogs, fresh baked pastries, and our new coffee bar. Soon we're going to be opening for dinner. Don't forget Bagel Man for all your catering needs on Fire Tower Road in Greenville.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Otavola Market Cafe. Otavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Otavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Otavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Otavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Otavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OtavolaMarket.com. Otavola, Pirates supporting pirates.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holton Ahlers, and I couldn't do my job without my offensive line keeping me safe. Make sure your employees are safe by using ArcPoint Labs for your medical testing needs. From pre-employment testing to COVID test, ArcPoint Labs is there to serve Eastern North Carolina with accurate, reliable, confidential testing. Schedule an appointment at any of their 6 Eastern North Carolina locations or visiting them online at arcpointlabs.com. Go Pirates!
It's bow time. You've probably heard folks say, don't call it a comeback. But at Bojangles, we don't like to beat around the bush. So when the sizzling, savory pork chop griller's back in all its tender, marinated chili lime glory, and you can get a pork chop griller combo for just $4.59, go ahead, call it a comeback. Get a legendary pork chop griller combo for just $4.59, only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show. Hosts Mark Greenhelge and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're gonna love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
This is DJ Ford. Join me and the other Pirate Radio athletes exclusively each Monday on PRL.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Vacation spots are right here in your very own backyard. Take a trip to a state park and enjoy traditional camping, RV space, and also air-conditioned cabins. And that can be rented with Wi-Fi. And if you're by a lake, be sure to check out the opportunities to rent a canoe or kayak and get on the water. Your next adventure is right around the corner. For more information, please visit ncstateparks.gov. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Rock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live on a Football Friday, a free beer Friday. We'll have a giveaway coming up, another Bud Light Seltzer Fall Flannel Pack. So we got that coming up in hour number 3.
We also have some Halloween Express gift cards to give away. One in the 3 o'clock in this hour.
Yeah.
And one in the next hour.
Maybe we'll do that when we take this time out. We'll give away our first one.
This after this segment?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's do that. So get ready to call in at the end of this segment. Also, one time in hour number 2. And we'll do our free beer giveaway in hour number 3. All right, Coach Rick Smith is here looking at East Carolina on a bye week, Coach. And real quick, Steve Hill asking, is Chandler at another wedding? That guy gets more days off. Like, we've been here for decades. Chandler's been here for 5 minutes, gets a day off.
I want to know
week.
what the company vacation policy is.
Yeah.
What's the official?
Granted, I need to know these things.
Granted, like, I'm not here every day, but I pretty much work all the time.
This guy's
you work from home.
This guy's just living life.
All the time. Like, it's 24/7 on call, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The world of social media never stops.
Let's see. He went to Key West, wedding.
I think the one I found most offensive was missing the regional for the bachelor party.
Yes, the bachelor party.
Because the bachelor party was down in like Key West or whatever. Like it was an excursion.
Next man up, right, Coach? If he ain't here, we got a show goes on. So we thanks for being here, big dog. Steven has a question. He says, why is it only some teams have a reputation for success on special teams like Virginia Tech and Beamer Ball? All teams practice it, but is it just when a head coach makes it a priority, those teams have success? So there's a good question there at the end. Some coaches you've coached with have maybe prioritized it more than others, Coach, would you say? Or
yeah. I've never worked for one that didn't really push special teams, and I've worked on a staff where one guy was the head of each special team, and he, gave each coach a job to do on that particular special team. I've been on other staffs where, like I know for all those years I was with Coach Curry, I was the kickoff coverage guy, and I was the guy. I mean, everybody worked for me, and then I was working for, like there was another coach that had the punters. Well, I was the gunner guy. I had the two widest guys, the gunners that went down. That was the two guys I coached. Every coach just does it different. I mean, that's the only two ways you can do it.
Yeah.
And I've been in both ways.
And practice time is precious. It's probably more precious today than it was when you first got into coaching. You could probably practice more. But how much do you remember, Coach, through the years, do you focus on special teams like per day or per week? How much,
Well, usually you'll do we did punt every day. Every coach I ever worked for, we did punt every day, and punt was usually the first thing we did after stretch. I mean, you did punt. And then, like kickoff coverage, I got one day. I had kickoff coverage for 100 years. I got one day. One day.
One day a week.
Thursday.
Yeah.
One day a week. And I finally talked Coach Holtz into letting me do it twice. I said, Coach, I get to do it on Thursday, and you don't let me do it live. He said, I ain't letting you ever do it live, except in a game. And I said, well, let me do it on Tuesdays, and then let me do it again on Thursdays. So he let me do it twice. So on Tuesdays, as soon as punt was over with, we did kickoff coverage just to make sure everybody knew who was on the team, and we made sure we did the lanes. And I came up with I can't remember where I got it from, but I did the 3 wave principle, which I really love doing that. Like you put your fastest 4 guys, like was the widest 2 guys, and then they were 2 in the middle. Those 4 guys were screaming down, and they were the headhunter guys. Then you had a second wave, which was 4 guys. They were kind of then you had 3 safeties. We were always good in kickoff coverage.
Let's talk about bye week practice, Coach. Mike Houston said that they had their scrimmage on Thursday where all the younger guys who have been either backups or scout team guys, they get to play and put on a show and hopefully stand out for the coaches and maybe get some playing time the second half of the season. He said that it would just be him and the coordinators and all the other coaches are going to be out recruiting. So is that kind of how it goes?
Yeah, usually they have, you do your normal Sunday schedule. And then usually the normal Monday was weights and conditioning. We did that. And then like Tuesdays are usually your toughest practice day and Wednesday, but we didn't do anything on Tuesday. Basically Wednesday, Thursday, you practice, but you practice with the young kids. I mean, the older kids were there, but it was kind of a young kids got most of the snaps.
And maybe an opportunity for them to get seen and
and you let them go home. After class on Friday, they're home Friday afternoon. Friday night they go home and they're there Saturday. Some kids couldn't go home. I know Coach Holtz was always good, and so was Coach Ruff, of trying to get the local kids, maybe half your team's within 100 miles. If any of those kids were going home, hey, take your best friend home if he's from Florida, just to kind of get them off campus.
Coach Rick Smith joining us. Coach, I know you've been following Kentucky football. You got a grandson?
Yeah, grandson's the manager there.
They run into the beast that is Georgia this weekend. How about Alabama losing last week and Georgia, the number 1 team in the country right now?
It'll be a tough day for Kentucky, I think. As much as I want them to win, Georgia's tough to beat when they're average at home, and they're a lot better than average this year. I just hope Kentucky keeps it close.
Now, I think that you'd like seeing this. There is I don't know if it's a resurgence, but teams are playing defense this year, Coach. Georgia is smothering, but Iowa, they ain't doing much on offense, but they score a couple touchdowns on defense every week. Cincinnati is smothering teams. You look across the board now, there's still all these shootouts, but it seems like, and Kentucky's one of those teams too that's playing some great defense. Got that win over Florida. So I don't know. Everything's cyclical. Maybe these defenses are catching up to these offenses finally. I don't know.
Yeah, it kind of runs in cycles. I guess it's time for the defenses to start catching up with the passing game and the pass option game, those type of things. It's been a few years, now that they've been doing that, and I look forward, maybe 5 years from now, people be running the wishbone again.
And Trayvon Diggs leads the NFL in interceptions for the Cowboys. He said that when Nick Saban at Alabama recommended, I don't know if he recommended or just told him, hey, we're going to put you on defense. You're going to be a corner. He said he about cried because everybody wants the ball. Everybody wants to score a touchdown. And now he went to the defensive side. He's the best cornerback in the NFL, and he appreciates Coach Saban doing that. But I guess the point is, it's kind of sometimes it's tough to get those guys on the defensive side of the ball, right, Coach?
Yeah.
Did you experience that when you were trying to get guys over there?
In high school, on high school film, sometimes it's very difficult to see the defensive backs because they just don't do a good job in high school filming the whole. They have it on the offense, and you see the offensive and the defensive line and the linebackers, and you hardly ever see the corners and the safeties. So it used to be hard to kind of see those guys unless you went and saw them in person. But yeah, it was back in my day. It was pretty tough to recruit, safeties and defensive backs, and a lot of them, because high school coaches, and I was one for 10 years. Where do you put your best football player? It ain't at quarterback unless you're an option team. It's at tailback.
Running back, yeah.
So all the great corners that I had through the years were offensive tailback.
Yeah, I remember Travis Simmons, who was a really good corner here. I think he was a tailback / receiver, if I'm not mistaken.
Travis Simmons, great story. I'm in Tallahassee because he was from FAMU.
That's your neck of the woods.
He was from FAMU. I'm there at the school, and I'm watching them in the spring, warm up, and I was going to come back later that night and watch them, practice. And I noticed I had been to a basketball game to see another kid the night before. And I noticed Travis was on the basketball team. I mean, he's a great little old basketball player. And I went to the coach. I said, why isn't that kid playing defense? He could be a great corner. No, he didn't want to play defense. I said, well, he ain't going anywhere as a wide receiver, 5'10". So I talked to the kid on the phone and got him to go to defense. And, of course,
the rest is history.
Is history.
He was a great player, so you had to do some convincing to those guys to get them on that defensive side of the ball. Coach, good stuff. Appreciate you joining us today. We'll talk Houston next week.
Okay.
What you got planned for bye week Saturday? What's Miss Barber got you doing this week?
Well, we'll just be watching games. We're going to watch Kentucky game. I kind of try to watch the Cincinnati game because I coached there 2 years, and of course, if I had to watch everywhere I'd coached, I'd be Baylor.
That's a lot of football. That's a full Saturday.
Well, 50 years, you go a lot of places.
Yes, sir. Glad you stuck here in Greenville, though, Coach.
Yeah, me too. We love it here. We've been here now 18 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
We were here
That's the longest you've been anywhere in a long time, right?
We coached at Kentucky 9 years, and we coached here 9 years. But, we were here 5 with Skip. Then we left for 3 with Skip. Then we came back, and we were with Ruff for 3 or 4, and then we were with Montgomery for 1. And I can remember, when we were driving up here from Tampa, and I asked my wife, I said, because we didn't have a job. We'd all been fired at Tampa, and we're driving up here to move. I said, well, are we going to stay in Tampa, or are we going to move to Tallahassee, or stay in Greenville? And she says, we're going to stay where our kids are, and they're in Greenville.
There you go. Decision made.
And about, 2 hours later, Ruff called me. And I didn't know Ruffin. No, it was Terry Holland called me and said, Ruff's going to give you a call. He's going to try to hire you. I said, he won't have to try. He just needed to offer me a job.
Sight unseen. You're signing the contract.
Of course, he didn't call me for 2 weeks. So.
Well, we had to play it hard to get, you know, Coach. Coach, thanks for joining us, man.
Joel, I'll see you next week.
All right. Shirley, as we go to break, let's make somebody a winner and open up the Fixed NC Live line. It's a little scary here on a Friday. What call are we looking for?
I'm going to go with caller number 10.
Caller 10 at 317-1250 wins a $25 gift card to Halloween Express. We'll give one away right now. We got one in hour 2 as well. So give us a call, be a winner, and get ready for Halloween. We're back with more on Pirate Radio Live right after this.
I don't have a head. I don't have an arm. I don't have a leg. Where's my leg? I don't really know, but they cut it off. Man, that really hurt. But I'm okay now because
Hello folks, this is Jamie Lane with Carolina Hardscapes and Mulch. We believe that making memories with your family and friends is what life is all about. If you have a dream of having a backyard patio, fireplace, pool, walkways, fire pits, or more, then Carolina Hardscapes is the place to call at 364-1201. You can stop by our outdoor showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic Sugg Furniture. At Carolina Hardscapes, we look forward to making your backyard the place to be. Find us on the web at CarolinaHardscapesandMulch.com.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates and ENC. Open 7 days a week from noon until 2 a.m., the Buck features live music every night of the week. Tuesday is karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday is acoustic night. Thursday is the DJ dance party. And Friday and Saturday nights, it's live bands. Check out the Buck's Facebook or Instagram page for more information. The Buccaneer Music Hall. We'll see you at the Buck. Guess what, Greenville? Calzones are back. Community Calzone is the only restaurant in town specializing in calzones. Choose from over 50 different calzones, or you design your own with unlimited options, including vegetarian. Community Calzone also features wings, huge salads, and more. Plus, they deliver to almost everywhere in Pitt County. Located on Greenville Boulevard next to Ashley Furniture Warehouse, they're open for lunch, dinner, and late night for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. It's Community Calzone.
Hey Pirate fans, Derek Pizzeni from Carolina Wealth Management. Are you a fiduciary? That's a question every investor should ask their advisor. A fiduciary is an individual who acts in the best interest of a particular person or beneficiary. Is your advisor a fiduciary? You should know it's your money. At Carolina Wealth Management, we do things differently from other investment firms. To learn more about the benefits of working with a fiduciary advisor, visit mycarolinawealth.com. That's mycarolinawealth.com.
Hey Pirates, this is Holton Ahlers. A big part of my success on the field is what I eat at home. To keep my body filled up, I order meals off a Clean Eats meal plan. I choose the meals I want from 6 different meals offered each week, and I pick them up on Sunday or Monday at the cafe on Red Banks Road. Each meal is packed with the perfect mix of healthy proteins, carbs, and veggies to keep my engine running at full speed. Go to cleaneats.com, click on meal plans, or stop by the cafe and get all the info. Clean Eats and the Pirates, a winning combination.
The UPS store in Winterville is now open on Fire Tower Road, across from Marabella Pizza and beside Subway. Trust the UPS store in Winterville with pack and ship guarantee and same-day printing. When it comes to shipping, the UPS store in Winterville has everything you need in one place. The boxes, the packing material, and all the assistance along with on-site notary, passport photos, and business and printing service and freight. The UPS store, now open in Winterville 7 days a week. The UPS store in Winterville is your premier location. Go Pirates!
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and made-from-scratch pastas. Check out the 16-ounce cowboy steak and our seafood delight pasta. The Rick House is open for lunch daily from 11 to 2, Monday through Friday. Take a break from your workday with lunch at the Rick House. Join us for our legendary brunch on Sundays from 10 to 2. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Kyle Gaines from Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Not only will you feature a great selection of pre-owned inventory for sale, but we'll also buy your vehicle even if you don't buy one from us. Drive a little, save a lot. Give us a call and make a short trip to Washington and let us buy your vehicle today. It is totally worth it. We also service all makes and models at our state-of-the-art service department. Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram between Greenville and Washington, and WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Remember, drive a little, save a lot. Go Pirates.
This is Coach Donnie Kirkpatrick, Offense Coordinator for ECU Football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, Pirate fans, are you craving a calzone? The Community Calzone is for you. Open 7 days a week, plus open late on weekends until 4 a.m., and they deliver for calzones, wings, salads, and more. Make it Community Calzone on Greenville Boulevard, now open for dine-in, takeout, or delivery. And congratulations to Chris Hill of Blunts Creek, North Carolina, as he walked away with a $25 gift card courtesy of Halloween Express. It's Halloween time, and the folks at Halloween Express in Greenville have you covered for everything Halloween. They've got masks, costumes, and all the accessories. They have something for everyone from kids to adults. Open every day at their new location on Greenville Boulevard in the Target Shopping Center. Happy Halloween from Halloween Express. And we have one more gift card to give away coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Rock.
All right, also coming up in the 4 o'clock hour, along with our weekly NFL talk with Tony Dunn, it'll be a look back at a Pirate great, Thomas Francisco, who just completed his first year of minor league baseball, short season. And we will talk ECU memories and how it's going now for Thomas Francisco. So Franny joins us coming up about an hour or so from now. Right now, we'll head out to the Fixed NC Live line and talk to Mark Greenheld from the Golf Shop Radio Show. You can hear it every Saturday, 8 to 10 a.m. right here on Pirate Radio. Greeny, how you doing today, man?
Doing well, Clip. How are you doing?
Doing great. And we got a Buccaneer Music Hall leaderboard update for you. Harold Varner III is on the course out in Vegas. He is 2 under on the day, 7 under for the tournament. Sounds pretty good until you look at the leader, Keith Mitchell, 18 under par. They're back in Vegas this week, Greeny. I remember last week you said it was a birdie fest, and appears to be the same thing with the leader at 18 under right now at day 2 of this tournament.
Yeah, well, this is what you get, a new golf course, the Summit Club. It's always funny. Everybody thinks that their golf course is really tough till you send the pros out there and tell them to have at it. And next thing you know, the leader's at 62, 64, 18 under par. They've got a 5-shot lead. So, some boys are lighting it up. But, we got to go back to HV3. What do I keep saying, Cliff? What do I keep saying?
Putting.
He is ranked 67th in the field of 78 right now in terms of strokes gained putting, and he's at 7 under par. I mean, if he was 67th, he would be down around 1 under par. So everything else is working well. We got to get that flat stick working and get him up near the top of some of these leaderboards.
Tied for 20th overall, but in the low 60s there at putting. And you're right, that tells the tale. For the new dad, Harold Varner III, his wife had a child a couple weeks ago. So this is his first tournament he's played in since becoming a father, and 7 under par right now. And Greeny, your prediction a couple weeks ago was correct. I remember asking you when we're going to see some of the big names that were involved in the Ryder Cup and the big names of golf return to the tour, to a tournament, and you said probably the second tournament in Vegas. And sure enough, you do have some big names on this leaderboard this week.
Yeah, I mean, this is, like I said, this is one of those events that guys get to play all 4 rounds. There's no cut because there's only 78 players in the field. So if you felt like somebody was going to show up for an event, some of the big guys, this would be the one. They get their 4 rounds in. I mean, if they didn't play well for a couple rounds, they're still, cashing a paycheck. And that's the big thing. I mean, a couple weeks ago, Brayson DeChambeau came out and said, hey, if you're outside the top 165 on the money list, which was about just under $500,000, he said you're not making money on the PGA Tour. So when you start looking at it, if you're one of those guys and you say, hey, man, if I can show up to the CJ Cup in Vegas and play all 4 rounds and cash a paycheck, then, I'll at least pay for my trip and maybe some gambling money on the side.
There you go. Not a bad place to golf and to hang out there in Vegas. Talking to Greeny. Greeny, we talked to you last week. I can't remember where you said you were playing, but where did you play golf last weekend? You were telling us about it?
Yeah, so I went down to Florida, to the Flagler Beach area where my dad lives, and he was celebrated his 80th birthday on Tuesday, so I got a couple of rounds of golf in with him. And, I shot 75, Clip.
Wow.
And my dad, who was 79 years old, about to turn 80 years old, shot 74, 60.
Wow.
I went 0 for 2 on Saturday and Sunday. Got beat by the old man.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, you gave it to him just since it was his birthday week. We'll say that.
I wish I was battling to beat him on every single hole.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Talking to Greeny, host of the Golf Shop Radio Show. He's a Clemson guy. And Greeny, are you having some nightmare flashbacks when you think about Friday night in the Carrier Dome? What was it, 4 years ago, when Dino Babers and the Orange beat Clemson, and now the Tigers coming off a bye? You think you hope they can get right here the second half of the season, especially on the offensive side. But I don't know, the Carrier Dome, a house of horrors for the Tigers. Did they come out with a win tonight?
Yeah, 5 years ago, so 2016. We had that was when Deshaun Watson went into the game hurting a little bit and got hurt, and I believe Kelly Bryant came in late in the second quarter and did absolutely nothing, and then transferred to Missouri the next year. So, I've been to, my sister actually lives in upstate New York, so I've been to not in the last couple of trips up there, but the trips before that I've been up there, and they've had to kind of pull out some wins when they should have been smoking Syracuse. So no matter what day of the week it is, it seems like it's a a struggle for Clemson up there in the Dome. And I'm still shocked that Las Vegas continues to put Clemson at this week at a 13.5-point favorite when they're struggling to score 14 points in a game. So, but the hope is that one of these weeks the offense actually kind of gets it all together. You know, I felt like in the first part of the season it was the quarterback not making the right plays and the right throws, and then it seems like as the season's gone on, when he's actually made some decent throws, the receivers are running the wrong routes or dropping the football. So eventually maybe they'll get on the same page with each other, and they'll have one of those games where they score 40 or so points. But I'm not holding my breath.
Down goes Bama last week, Greeny. The number one team in the country is now Georgia. They got Kentucky this weekend. Alabama has Mississippi State. All these Big Ten teams that are in the top 10 are going to have to play each other eventually when you look at Iowa and Michigan. And I think Michigan State's still undefeated. So you look at the ACC, Wake Forest undefeated. Now, their tough part of the schedule, including the Tigers, including NC State, North Carolina, Boston College, all that's still to come for Wake Forest. But it is a wide open year. If you're Cincinnati, you're hoping some of these teams can get knocked off again. You go perfect and you get into the playoff. If you're Alabama, all you got to do is keep winning and beat Georgia in the SEC championship, and there'll probably be two SEC teams in the playoff. But this is different than years past. I'm enjoying it because you're seeing these teams lose, and it's kind of shocking. I mean, unfortunately for you, Clemson's involved in that, but it has been a fun year of college football.
Well, yeah, and I think, I've said it before, I think there's a couple things responsible for that. I mean, I think this transfer portal is obviously impacting those top teams. I mean, when you look at it, and I really know it from a Clemson perspective, I mean, we've got, I think, 3 kids that were at one point Clemson recruits that are playing quarterbacks at other schools. You got, running backs that are playing at other schools. It's been more on the offensive side of the ball, and I think you're really seeing that show up for Clemson, is that once you have a few injuries, then you kind of get behind the 8 ball. I mean, even this year, you have Shipley as your number 1 running back, and Lynn J. Dixon's kind of in the doghouse. Well, he announces he's transferring, and then Shipley goes down, and so now essentially you're out 2 of your top 3 running backs. So I think between the transfer portal, which, I don't mind transfers. I just don't necessarily know if I like it. Play 4 games and then you get to go somewhere else if you're not happy, if you get knocked down the depth chart. I don't like that. I think you either start the season before the season you transfer or after the season you transfer. And I think what you're seeing is that this transfer portal is going to hurt the better teams, the top teams, because kids will transfer out and go to maybe that second tier of teams and elevate them up. So then you start working on the parity a little bit. But I think it's tough when you ask a top team, whether it's a Georgia, Alabama, Clemson, or these guys, or Ohio State, to have to recover from potentially 3, 4, 5 kids transferring that you expected big things out of.
Good points by Mark Greenhelge, Golf Shop Radio Show, talking golf, talking football. Greeny, a little baseball. I know you're a Northeast guy. You're a Patriots guy. Are you rooting on are you a Red Sox guy? You rooting them on tonight?
Yeah, I am a Red Sox guy, and that was the fun part too, is going down to visit my dad and then watching the Red Sox win both of those games in Boston to close out the series. So that was fun as well. And it's interesting. You look at it from, you had the Giants and the Dodgers, who both had within 1 game of each other the best records in baseball. But you look at the rest of their division, and you maybe understand why they were beaten up on the rest of their division. You look at Tampa Bay, Boston, the Yankees, and even Toronto. I mean, you're talking about 4 teams that had over 90 wins in that one division. So you got to think that those 4 teams, whichever ones were going to get into the playoffs, might be a little more battle-tested than some of these other divisions where it was a little more top-heavy. So I think it's definitely going to come down to pitching. You got Houston's down one of their better pitchers, so I think the Red Sox have a chance to make it into the World Series.
All those AL East teams had more wins than my Braves, who are hosting the NLCS against the Dodgers, who won 100-plus games.
Right, yeah. It's strange how it all worked out, isn't it? I mean, you win 106 games, and you have to be the wild card team, and then now you have to go on the road to get into the World Series. So, strange goings on in baseball. Top teams losing in college football, and the Kansas City Chiefs with a losing record in the NFL.
There you go. It's a wild time in the world of sports. A very fun time as well. Greeny, what's coming up Saturday on the Golf Shop Radio Show?
Yeah, so we are going to, as always, talk to our man Bill Bender of the Sporting News. We're going to talk to somebody who I think has one of the best jobs going, Rob Spellman with Golf and Aficionado magazine. I mean, he gets to go to all these golf courses, all these resorts, stay in 5-star places, play great golf courses, and then write articles about it. So we're going to find out where Rob's been lately, and then we're going to talk a little single-length golf clubs with our man David Lake at One Iron Golf. And we'll do our usual stuff, a little question-answer, a little shop talk, and talk to our man Bart Romano down at the beach. So all kinds of fun stuff tomorrow.
Great show coming up Saturday. You can hear right here on Pirate Radio, 8 to 10 a.m. Greeny, enjoyed the chat today. Have a great weekend. We'll talk again soon.
All right, thanks a lot, man.
Thank you. Yes, sir. There is Mark Greenhelge, Golf Shop Radio Show, joining us today once again on our Buccaneer Music Hall leaderboard update. Harold Varner III playing well, but the problem is so is everybody. He is 7 under par, 2 under for the day. He is through 11, so he's still got some time on the course to maybe get a few strokes back and try to catch up to the leader, Keith Mitchell, who I can't say I'm familiar with, who is 18 under par after going 10 under yesterday, 8 under today. So a great score for him. And, I mean, you look at it, the last place player, Jason Kokrak, can't say I'm familiar with him, is +5. But Justin Rose +3. That's what the end of this leaderboard looks like. So it's a birdie fest going on out in Vegas this weekend. Let's take a time out. We'll come back when we return. What in the world happened to the Panthers? I know Tony Dunn is tired of answering that question, but we'll look back briefly on that loss, talk about the keys to the Minnesota game coming up, and make our picks. The big dog is back. He'll be making some picks today, along with Tony and I, as we roll on hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Thomas Francisco coming up at around 4:35 or so. We still got Morgan Ahlers, Brian North, and a couple of giveaways. A lot more to go on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Tommy's Express Car Wash is the car wash Greenville is talking about. At the corner of Red Banks Road and Greenville Boulevard, this state-of-the-art wash will keep your car looking great. And now Tommy's has just launched its new 2.0 Tommy's Express app. And anyone who downloads the app now will receive 30 free days of washing with their top-of-the-line wash, the Works Wash. Download the Tommy's Express app now by going to your app store or visit them on location, open 7 days a week at the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road.
On Saturdays, your team needs you, your sofa needs you, and you need a Jersey Mike's sub. Get it all with free Saturday delivery when you order through the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. This Saturday, while you watch the game at home, we're watching the grill at Jersey Mike's. Order through the Jersey Mike's app for free delivery on Saturdays, unless you're going to miss hearing this. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Eastern North Carolina's choice for window tinting, signs, graphics, wraps, graphic design, and more is Signs and Tint. Signs and Tint is family owned and operated right here in Greenville, and their NC licensed electricians specialize in vehicle wraps, paint protection film, and more. They can even do building signs for your business. Signs and Tint offers 10% off for military and first responders. Also, make sure to mention Pirate Radio at checkout for a discount. Stop by their office today at 801 Staten Road or visit them online at signsandtint.com.
With Domino's Carside Delivery, you can carry out any 3-topping pizza for just $7.99 without leaving your car. So you don't have to interrupt your kid's favorite song.
And we'll all be friends just for one day.
You can interrupt this, actually.
Next time you carry out 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each, try Domino's Carside Delivery. Just pull up to the store, check in online, and Domino's will bring your food to you contact-free. Carry out only. You must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Excludes XL and specialty pizzas. Crust availability varies by size. Message and data rates may apply when using Domino's Carside Delivery.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. Why is this guy not in the ECU Hall of Fame? I'll have some thoughts next.
There are lots of reasons to love the Carolinas. We have awesome beaches, beautiful mountains, great weather, friendly people. We have some of the best teams to root for and the best schools to be a part of. But the one reason above all others to love the Carolinas? Pepsi Cola. Somehow, it just tastes different here. Better. More refreshing. No one can really explain why. All we can guess is, it's better here because it was born here. Pepsi, born in the Carolinas.
Hall of Fames are political by nature. The wrong people get in, the right people don't get in. Let's just say it's subjective. I know one thing as far as the ECU Hall of Fame is concerned. Why in the world is Leonard Henry not in? This man was a great running back. The Clinton native played from 1998 to 2001 and is ECU's second all-time leading rusher with 3,089 yards. He scored 29 touchdowns. He also caught 54 passes and had 3 touchdown receptions. He was a third-team All-America, was the nation's 6th leading rusher in 2001, was a 2-time All-Conference USA selection, a Doak Walker Award semifinalist, and 2002 Hula Bowl participant. He graduated 20 years ago, and he's not in the Hall of Fame. Really? Today, he's Reverend Leonard Henry, pastor of the First Baptist Church in Clinton, a pillar of his community, just like he was a pillar for the Pirates. It's time he goes into the ECU Hall of Fame. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza. Homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, are you ready for some Warren's hot dogs? Warren's Original Hot and Judy's Mild Sweet Chili Hot Dogs have been the official hot dog of sports fans for over 30 years. Pick up a tailgate special this football season of 10 or more hot dogs for only $1.50 each. Warren's in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports and the new Chocowinity location next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some. Go Pirates.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $700 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. Make up to $700 in a month and save lives now at Grifols Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Need some beer for the weekend? The Jarvis Street Bottle Shop near Christie's Euro Pub is the specialty shop selling craft, domestic, and import brews, along with wine and growlers. The Bottle Shop offers monthly beer and wine tastings featuring rotating North Carolina craft breweries, along with live music and discounts. Stop by Tuesday through Sunday or check out the Jarvis Street Bottle Shop on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
All right, Football Friday. No ECU football. They return to the field next Saturday against the Houston Cougars. We'll be with you next Saturday at noon right here on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. We will talk NFL for the next 30 minutes or so with Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com, who joins us on the Fixed NC Live line. Tony, how you doing on this Friday?
I'm pretty good, Clip. How are you?
Doing great. Looking forward to another fun football weekend. Well, I should just say a football weekend, because a lot of times it's not fun. And it was not fun last week for me. And, man, it was not fun at all for Panthers fans. Tony, I know you're tired of talking about it at this point. You do your post-game show immediately following games. Here on the fifth quarter, Tony, if ECU has a bad loss, a dramatic loss, or a come from behind, a dramatic win, those are the shows that get the most attention, most views, most likes, most calls. So when the Panthers are up for pretty much the entire game and then blow it at the end and lose to the Eagles, I got to imagine that was a pretty hot show for you guys last Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, and then you get basically 2 weeks of it in a row. You know, you go into halftime up every week, and for the last 2 weeks, the Panthers have come out losers. And, you know, you really needed to win that one. You felt like with Philadelphia, I know every game was just one game on the schedule, but as you get further into the season, the more it seems they go exponentially become more and more important. Panther fans, you know, it's not fun in the second half of these games recently.
Yeah, and I don't want to dwell on it, but I do want to ask Tony who is getting the finger pointed at them most right now for that loss last week? Is it the head coach? Is it the quarterback? Is it somewhere else? Who's everybody blaming? You got to blame somebody after a loss, Tony. So who's catching the heat?
There is like a pantheon of blame, and
well, Bryce Williams would say a plethora.
Yeah, there's a lot to go around, and how you rank them in the order of on the Mount Olympus of mess ups. I think for Panther fans, it just starts with number one, what we've been upset with for the last 9 years or so, and that's the offensive line. Very difficult. Well, the Philadelphia was rushing 4 and getting home every time, it felt like. So, that's number one. And then Sam Darnold played his worst game of his career as a Panther this past week. And then you got to start. For me, I think Joe Brady's name creeps in a little bit. This Panthers offense is the worst third quarter offense in the league. And again, you've gone into the last 2 games up at halftime, and the third quarter is some sort of disaster. With Dallas, it was 22 points or 20 points unanswered in the third. And this past week against the Eagles, it was just, the wheels of the bus start coming off in the third, and, you're punting, you're turning the ball over, and you're getting punts blocked. And so it's just kind of a mess. And the problem with the Panthers, I think, is there's just too many areas to be upset at this point. It's just not a left tackle. It's the whole offensive line. So, I think that's kind of the ranking at the moment for me.
Tony, let's talk injuries. What is the status of McCaffrey for Sunday?
He is out.
Out.
Did not. I think they tested him on Wednesday. I think we were talking about this at Sports Trivia, and then yesterday, he did not practice, and now I think they've officially said he will not play this Sunday. So, you ready for Chuba Hubbard? Royce?
Yeah, so Chandler was saying we got to figure out, what to do without McCaffrey, and I said, well, I think they're just using Chuba Hubbard like they used McCaffrey, because last week, 24 carries, he got over 100 yards, but also 5 catches, Tony, on 6 targets. So they're giving him around 30 touches. That's a big load for the rookie, but they're basically using him like McCaffrey, at least in the volume department, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, they seem to have, they want him to work. And you could see this before McCaffrey was even injured, is that after the first game of the season, Joe Brady and them were answering a lot of questions about, are you really planning on running Christian McCaffrey into the ground? I mean, I think he had 30 carries that first week, and you remember we had the discussions about too much use. Right, about around week 3, I think they really started to try to work Chuba Hubbard into the game plan. But you're right. I don't think there's anybody that's going to be worrying about protecting Chuba Hubbard from too much volume. I think they're more worried about him getting too much volume out of necessity. Chris McCaffrey, and then that's been the conversation. And that's the conversation that kind of is now dominating the fans' clip is. Right after this loss, the first thing is you can talk about how terrible the offensive line is. Then people are starting to turn on Sam Darnold. And then now the most important thing is everybody's like, Christian McCaffrey. Well, we have won with Christian McCaffrey. We have given it to him 30 times. So, the one good news about it is that Chuba Hubbard's on my fantasy team. A stinker of a fantasy team, and maybe I get a starting running back out of it.
You should get some points out of Chuba coming up on Sunday, Panthers, Vikings. Before we get there, one more at least question for you, and maybe this goes back to Darnold having his worst game. He's had a pretty good year, and especially with the rushing touchdowns, but I remember the bomb to Robbie Anderson week 1. Has he been a disappointment? Has the Darnold-Anderson connection been a disappointment? It's been a lot of DJ Moore and very little Robbie Anderson to this point.
After in this Philadelphia Eagles game, there's a clip that's been floating around the internet of Robbie Anderson yelling on the sideline, being upset. And, they haven't been able to connect on the deep ball, and it hasn't been that they just haven't tried it at all. It's that they have tried it seems like. And it's just the chemistry hasn't been there. Darnold's been under duress. I mean, he's being harassed the whole time. But I tell you this, is that you go after that Houston game, I took a lot of flack on our post-game show for being too hard on Darnold, and everybody wanted to talk about how great of a game was. And then 2 weeks later, people are now talking about trading. We should have traded for Deshaun Watson. So this is Panther fans or all football fans are kind of fickle to a certain degree, and until it works, people are going to keep talking about it. Now, I just don't know how you're going to, contest these secondaries when this offensive line is just letting people through entirely. I mean, it's getting beat like a drum. So I think for my personal opinion, Sam Darnold has been adequate. And I think he could be better than he has been if you give him some decent protection. I just don't know how you're going to change the narrative this year with these same players that you have, and now injury is besetting. And that's what the other thing is we've been missing Pat Efline. He's terrible anyway, though, so him being gone isn't really that big of a deal. Cam Irvin is maybe coming back to this offensive line, but again, he's not very good either. And then last, there's another injury thing that our punter, who has been a bright spot, in my opinion, is a bright spot of the team in the special teams that struggled. Joey Charlton was put on IR this week, so now, and then it's so funny. The one player on the special teams that I think was pretty good, the first line from Darren Gant on Panthers.com is, he struggled this season. So I don't know, everything. It's just for us being 3-2, it really feels like we are 2-3.
I was just about to say, Tony, you sound a long way from 3-0, which was not that long ago at all.
No, I know, it's crazy. That's crazy.
Jeff Nadeau joined us Thursday. You don't usually, when you're breaking down a game, thinking of who to pick, how the game's going to go, really put the focus on the running backs, but that was his reasoning for taking the Vikings. He said Dalvin Cook, if he's back and playing and Christian McCaffrey is not playing, that tips the scales to Minnesota. So kind of a tale of two running backs if the Vikings are able to get Dalvin Cook back on Sunday, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the Minnesota Vikings have really been a thorn in Panthers' side for a long time. Feels like, and so I'm not really looking forward to this week. My confidence level. You asked me about this. What was my confidence level or excitement level? And I thought, and this was before week 1. I said it's a 10 now, and it's going to go down each week. And the Vikings, if you think back to 2016, they're the team that Michael Orr suffered the concussion that then ended his career ultimately. We've had some of these block kicks for touchdowns against the Vikings. It just seems like they've always been a problem for us. So I'm not looking forward to this game necessarily. And on top of that, Dalvin Cook's great. Now there's some questions how are the Panthers faring against the run, particularly after that Dallas debacle. And then Minnesota's defense is back, it seems like. For the last, 2 years, or at least last year, they became like an offensive team, and the Mike Zimmer defensive front just hasn't been as imposing. Well, they have more sacks than the Carolina Panthers right now. So it's going to be like I feel like we don't match up well against them, but I thought we matched up well against Philly. And look at how that turned out. So right now I would think that the Vikings, are they favored?
Last time I looked, they were favored by 1 point. It's basically a pick 'em, but the Vikings were favored, I believe. I'll look it up.
Dalvin Cook, he is one of those running backs that he's in the category. He should be in the talk talent-wise with McCaffrey, Kamara. He's been so productive. But he's had his share of injuries, too, and I think, maybe that's why we don't put him in that Kamara, McCaffrey conversation.
That's definitely why, because when he's had healthy years, I don't even know if it's plural, but he just puts up eye-popping numbers. The problem is he's had at least 2 years, Tony, where he has not had a lot of work. So
yeah, and I hate to say it, is that now people are asking is Christian McCaffrey's storyline becoming more and more like that.
Vikings are now a 2.5-point favorite, so that has gone up quite a bit. A lot of Vikings bettors out there, it appears. Tony, can you hold through a break and we'll do some picks when we come back?
Totally.
All right, let's do that. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back. Myself, Tony Dunn, and the big dog, Glenn Griffin, is back with some picks as well. When we return on Pirate Radio Live, we are back with you after this.
0% alcohol, 0 grams of sugar, full Budweiser flavor. For all the moments you want a beer and need to stay on your game. Budweiser Zero, 0 alcohol, 0 compromise.
That's for you. Answer the call from patients who need plasma. Donations are down, so give plasma at a Grifols Center and receive compensation. Visit grifolsplasma.com. Gonna get that? Answer the call from patients who need plasma and receive up to $700 your first month when you donate at a Grifols Center. Visit grifolsplasma.com.
At US Cellular, we can help everyone stay connected for less. And less also means more, as in more choice. Right now, you choose any phone and we make it free. Plus, get unlimited data for $30 a month with 4 lines. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
There are times in our lives when we feel like we have hit rock bottom with nowhere to go, but that is actually when God is closest to us and building us into who we are meant to be. Hi, I'm Holton Ahlers, and that's how Built When Broken was formed. BuiltWhenBroken.com is an apparel brand to remind people not only where they've come from, but also where they are going. Visit BuiltWhenBroken.com to get the latest BWB apparel, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. BuiltWhenBroken.com, apparel for our walk through life.
Are you suffering from anxiety, sleep issues, or chronic pain? Have you heard of CBD? You can learn about the benefits of CBD right here in Greenville at the Hemp Garden. Hemp Garden offers a variety of products and solutions that are truly making a difference in our community. Hemp Garden also provides products that can assist with energy and focus. Have a pet? Come check out their selection of CBD pet products. Visit Hemp Garden to speak with a CBD specialist in a relaxed and welcoming environment today. Exclusive discounts are offered to first-time customers. Hemp Garden, located at 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville.
Although innovative new resources such as digital media and social networks have grown in popularity, smart marketers recognize that printing is a mainstay.
We live in an age of computer hacking, scams, and fly-by-night businesses, so it's reassuring to consumers when they receive printed marketing pieces.
It exemplifies business confidence and conveys a high level of commitment.
It also fosters trust, which leads to engagement and ultimately brand loyalty.
When you're ready to grow your business, come to PIP, where business goes to grow. Hey, Troy D here for my friends at Villa Verde. If you know me, you know I love being outside, but finding a good place to eat outside can sometimes be tough. Well, our pals at Villa Verde have fixed that. Not only does Villa Verde have awesome, unique, one-of-a-kind dishes here in Greenville, they also have a brand new outside dining area. And this outside area is sweet. It's covered, you're in the shade, and cooling fans are on. Enjoy the comfort and relaxation of dining outside with our friends at Villa Verde. Villa Verde on 10th Street, a platform for good. University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. Unfortunately, many organizations today simply react to IT issues after the damage is done. This is known as the break-fix cycle in the tech service industry. University PC Care's Business Services Division has a better way, a proactive solution called BizCare. What's at your office? Call William at University PC Care today to schedule your free BizCare consultation or learn more at universitypccare.com.
This is Coach Blake Carroll, defense coordinator for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $700 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. Make up to $700 in a month and save lives now at Grifols Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. When your air conditioning needs repairing or replacing, call on the reliable service professionals of Delcor Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Go to DelcorInc.com or give them a call at 321-8868. Delcor, the service professionals in Greenville. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Football Friday, a Free Beer Friday. We got a free beer giveaway coming up in Hour 3. We've got a Halloween Express gift card to give out at the end of this segment, Shirley Rhodes. So we'll do that.
Yep, we'll do that.
Yep, we'll do that.
Yep, we'll do that.
Glenn Griffin's here. What's up, big dog?
What's up, man?
No, we've talked to you.
We have talked. It seems like we've done multiple shows, but we really haven't.
We have a special wrestling edition of Pirate Radio Trivia coming out soon.
That really almost had the perfect finish. I don't want to spoil it, but I mean,
it was really a lot like wrestling.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah,
I liked it. It was good.
Tony Dunn is on the Fixed NC Live line. Tony, trivia question. Not really a trivia question, but off the cuff here. Who is the front runner for NFL MVP? If you look at the odds right now, who comes to mind?
I bet you it's Josh Allen or Justin Herbert.
Well, I was hoping Tony wouldn't get it so I could bring in the big dog, because
I would have thought it was Allen.
Big dog is a Josh Allen guy, and Josh Allen is the front runner, Tony, followed by Kyler Murray, Tom Brady, and then Justin Herbert. So good call.
Wow.
Those are your top. Also up there, Lamar Jackson. Let's see. And then you get down to, Dak is ahead of Lamar Jackson, which makes sense. Mahomes, Rodgers, and Stafford are all plus 1,000. So you want to take some long shots. Let's see. Derrick Henry's plus 3,000. So there you go. Josh Allen, right now your front runner. Tony, you made up a game last week.
Oh, did I? Nice. A couple more games like last week. Lamar Jackson will be the front runner. Good Lord.
Well, he's the second half. Again, I said this earlier in the year. You could watch a few series and say, I just don't know if this guy's an NFL quarterback. And then you keep watching the same damn game, and you're like, he's the best player in the NFL.
Yeah. You're right. It's that first half of that game was, it didn't look like much was happening. All of a sudden, you go to bed or whatever, and they wake up the next day, and the guy had 5,000 yards.
Yeah, it was nuts, and they are put them on prime time every week, because they're Lamar Jackson's the funnest guy to watch in the league right now. All right, Tony, you went 11-4 last week. I went 10-5. Chandler went 9-6. So on the year, I have 51 wins. Chandler / Glenn has 49, and Tony has 48. So right there in the mix. Let's start with the Panthers and Vikings. Tony, you said earlier this week this might be the first time you pick against the Panthers. Can't believe it's this game. But are you going that route? Are you going with Minnesota?
I am. I'm going Minnesota. It hurts my heart. I do think the Panthers can win this game. The Panthers are an annoying team to me this year because I feel like they have a shot to win every week. Last year, I wouldn't have said that, but I think the defense is good enough that they're always going to be able to create some havoc. I mean, in good situations, as long as you don't ask them to do too much, they can win some games for you. Sam Darnold, I think in the right situation. There's offensive firepower on this team, despite not even having Christian McCaffrey. But right now, things aren't going the right direction for the Carolina Panthers. So, I can continue just to pick with my heart, or this week the money too. The number keeps moving.
Yeah,
I think I saw the Panthers originally favored right after the loss last week, and then the money, and it's moved to Minnesota being favored. So I'm picking with my head this week. I wouldn't be surprised though if it's just one of those things where like maybe we're the Vikings, maybe we're going to be an every other week team, and it seems like my picks are an every other week thing.
Oh yeah,
it's a good week.
The Vikings are impossible to pick and predict. And last week, I picked them and said it would be a Cousins bounce back game because it was let's see, they played the Browns in a 14-7 game, and then I thought, okay, last week they're going to have an explosion against Detroit. Well, that didn't happen, so I'm going to continue to ride the Kirk Cousins roller coaster and say the bounce back is this week, and he has a big game, albeit against a stingy Panthers defense. But I will take the Vikings on the road. Glenn, how about you?
I will take the Panthers at home because I think that bad Kirk Cousins game is looming.
You don't know. Like it could happen at any time.
3 picks.
Yeah.
Nasty numbers. Like it just feels like it's coming.
All right. There you go. The Dolphins are a favorite. I think the only team other than the team they're playing this week they'd be a favorite against is probably Houston. But they are a 3-point favorite. This game is in London, Tony. 9:30 a.m. Dolphins, Jags. Looks like Tua's going to give it a go, I think. I will take the Miami Dolphins to beat the Jaguars. Glenn.
Does Urban have somebody attached to him at all times in London, making sure that he doesn't hit the pub?
Yeah, this could be tough for him because you think the tabloids are bad here. They're even worse over there, right?
Right.
Like with the royal family and stuff.
Right.
So they're going to be following Urban around everywhere he goes. He needs to be careful.
It's tough.
Yeah. Wouldn't you?
I either want to follow him around or hang out with him. It's one of the two.
Just don't stand in front of him.
Hey, you might get collateral damage there.
Glenn, who you got? You have to pick one of these teams.
Man, that's gross.
Let's pick the Dolphins for Shirley.
No, I'm going to take the Jags.
Wow, all right.
First one of the year for the Jags. Trevor Lawrence gets it done on the road in London.
On the road and the water. Tony.
I just think
I'm going Jags too. I'm with the big dog.
I think it could be a Bortles-esque performance.
Tony, I don't care if you do well in this thing or not. I mean, I'd like you to pick good games and stuff, but who'd you pick last week that I was shocked at?
The Jags last.
You picked the Jags 2 weeks in a row now. What are you doing?
I know. Well, last week I had this crazy theory. I was trying to get back in it. I was trying to find an upset.
Yeah.
And then my theory is that Urban Meyer's the only person, like this storm actually is just normal for Urban Meyer. I was thinking, man, like we think it's going to phase them so terribly and this and that. And I was like, this is just his normal environment.
Yeah, this is like only the 14th worst thing that's happened to him this year.
And
exactly.
The Khans, the family that owns the Jaguars and runs the team, they also own a soccer team and a wrestling organization. So you got to think that they are very experienced in dealing with problematic employees. So this probably doesn't even register to them. It's not even problematic. It's not even a deal.
The funny thing about this was when the con guy comes out and gives the talking to, like we're disappointed in him and he has to earn our trust. I was like, man, that really must be. It's bad when that guy's talking down to you. Like usually, I feel like he's probably the guy that's got to do that.
Yeah.
Apologizing.
He disappointed that guy. So, yeah. The Packers, Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears. This one's in Soldier Field. Troy D will be there, and he's going to see Aaron Rodgers
light up,
throw for 300, 3 touchdowns plus. I will take the Packers on the road. Tony.
The Bears, man, they're kind of a surprise in the last couple of weeks, right? I mean,
still no offense really, but that defense absolutely shut down the Raiders last week.
I know. Now, I do think, has the talk of Aaron Rodgers not loving football enough dissipated by now, folks?
Yeah, we'll pick that back up when they lose a game or two, but right now he likes football.
He lives and breathes and eats and sleeps football at this point. Now I take the Packers and Aaron Rodgers still the greatest.
Glenn.
Packers.
All right, Bengals at the Lions. Oh my goodness, the Lions. Last week, Dan Campbell was crying after the game because they are so close. They are the best, worst team of all time.
How do you feel about the Dan Campbell press conference?
Some guy showing I feel okay about it.
It'd be better received in college.
I think the players probably love this dude. I mean,
passion.
Yeah.
It's so strange first to see such a giant man crying like that.
Well, he was talking about biting kneecaps a few months ago, and now he's crying.
To me, it's scary if the big dude is crying. Like, it's some Incredible Hulk stuff. The moment could go sideways here.
I find him to be remarkably endearing, this guy.
I'm taking the Lions, man.
Me too. I am. You know what is that? Maybe I'm going to try to be. I'm always early to the party clip.
Yeah.
With these things, the Lions, man, they're going to be great soon. They're going to.
Wow. Okay.
4 years.
Jared Goff.
Yeah, I don't know if their quarterback's there yet. Glenn, Bengals.
Give me the Bengals.
All right, you're going to take the Bengals. Poor Bengals last week.
You're going to be able to talk.
Say what? Oh yeah,
Burrow.
Joe Burrow has a lacerated throat. He can't even
He
speak.
is going to be out there like Kane with like the voice box modulator.
Ready, set, hut, one.
Did you see there was a quarterback for the 49ers in like the 70s or something that had to do that? Did that? I didn't read the story, but I saw the picture, and he had a backpack speaker on.
That is a weird deal, man. They put Joe Burrow on no talk for the week. So
wow,
is it on the road?
It's in Detroit.
It's in Detroit. There's no sound there.
Yeah, it's not.
It's gonna be on fleek, as the kids used to say.
Wow. All right. Texans at Colts. I will take the Colts at home, but good grief, did they blow one on Monday night?
It's a stinker.
Tony, who you got?
I was expecting that. I was kind of rooting for the Texans last week when they're about to put away.
Oh, they blew one too.
I know, and about back to poor David Kelly. Awesome David Kelly to poor David Kelly.
Yeah.
I cannot. So another surprising storyline with this is how historically bad the Colts defense is. We came into this season going, they got a good defense. They'll be able to run the ball. We'll just let to see if Carson Wentz is on the injury report for ankles.
Ankles. Multiple plural ankles.
I think of the Colts, despite having an atrocious defense this year.
Wentz had over 300 Monday night. Glenn, who you got? Texas Colts.
I reckon the Colts.
All right, I reckon. I will take the Rams on the road at New York. The Giants.
Easy pick.
Okay.
Doesn't matter which. I was going to ask because I don't have.
It doesn't matter.
Is it Jets or Giants? It doesn't matter. No, give me the Rams.
I will take the Chiefs on the road against my football team.
I'll take the football team. I think you're going to get a scrappy win this week. I think the Chiefs' defense is in disarray.
At some point, we're going to have to say the Chiefs aren't that good.
The running game is trash. The defense is bad. How can you win like that?
They're not good against good teams. They're not good against good teams. I think they'll be good this week, though. Who you got, Tony?
I got the Chiefs.
All right.
I feel like this is
I don't believe right now the football team. What a mess! What a mess!
Take the over. A lot of points in this game. Chargers at Ravens. This is a good game.
Flex this game to Sunday night because the Sunday night game stinks.
That it does. Yep, you're right.
You're putting the best game of the week on at 1 o'clock. It's the best game of the week. Look at the schedule.
Cardinals Browns is a good game,
but it's not on Sunday night.
I know.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely better than any of the Sunday night or the Monday night matchup.
Chargers at Ravens. I'm gonna take the Chargers. They won a close game last week.
I think things are different in Baltimore.
I think the Chargers is a little bit better of a team. I think the Ravens aren't bad. Lamar Jackson, awesome, but I think Herbert. He looks so cool and collected.
I know. And like every throw he makes looks like sometimes we talked about it, Tony, when like draft season when there are these workouts and these quarterbacks are throwing with nobody around them and it looks so pretty. Like Herbert makes those throws every time in the game.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
He's pretty dang good, and when she was a Panther. But I'll say I think it's a tough game. Like I don't think that they're just going to roll over the Ravens.
Well, the Ravens are favored.
Are they?
Yeah, I mean they're at home. Chargers going east. It makes sense, I guess. But I'm taking the Chargers.
I think that home crowd in Baltimore is a special place.
All right.
I think you hear that Omar whistle.
Mm-hmm.
Little hunt we will go. And Lamar comes out there and eats them up. I mean,
All right.
I like the Ravens.
I'm going to take the Cardinals to lose their first game on Sunday. Love the Browns at home Sunday at 4:05. Glenn.
I like the Cardinals.
Okay,
to
Tony.
stay undefeated.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Cardinals. I think that.
I do like your Browns pick though, especially like it's in a late window. If it's maybe a little bit of rain or something.
They're at home.
Yeah.
They're due to lose. So, all right, Raiders at Broncos. This is a tough one too. The Raiders have fallen back down to earth. I guess you could say the Broncos have too.
I'm taking the Broncos because right now the Raiders are just there's too much stuff going on. Not only were they not very predictive, you didn't know if they were really a good or a bad team 2 weeks ago, or if they were just okay. And now the Gruden stuff and all this. Right?
I'm going to take the Raiders due to what Tony's saying. Interim coach, they rally around them and pick up a win.
You're going you in theory. That they will.
They're better without John Gruden. It's not really the Ewing theory.
It's that there's a piece missing, and that they rally around the fact that the piece is missing. I will take the Broncos because they have no problems.
Okay.
I mean, it's pretty simple.
All right. Cowboys and Patriots. Dallas. Why is Dallas only a 3-point favorite? What does Vegas know?
Ooh. You know what they know is I heard the guy, ESPN reporter came out with a book recently, and I forget the name of it, but it's on Bill Belichick and Brady and all this.
That's been out like 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, I said recently. So, it didn't come out 5 years ago.
If it didn't drop in the last 5 minutes, Cliff is not worried about it.
Tony, move on. That's old.
Gambler hasn't even heard about this yet. I'm still ahead of the curve. But they said that I heard an interview, and I think it was on Rome, so I was listening on Pirate Radio, and they were talking about how Belichick can mentally break down the other opposing coach. The problem, I think, is with that theory is that Mike McCarthy, that really his brain matter to break down.
I think he's unbreakable. I don't think there's anything there.
So Bill Belichick has the ability to literally get inside the brain, and he got in Mike McCarthy's, and there's nothing there.
It's like on TV shows when they go to an abyss and it's just a white room. It's just nothing there.
Have you guys seen the Lego movie?
Kinda. But
when Morgan Freeman, they go into the mind of the little Lego dude, and he's supposed to be the special, and they're trying to find out why he's this. They call him the special, and they get in there, and it's nothing in there. And it's and Morgan, the character goes, "Well, at least we don't have to get rid of any clutter."
Look, Bill Belichick can prepare for any quarterback and make him look feeble. He just gave up over 300 yards passing to Davis Mills and the Texans last week. Give me the Cowboys.
After a good performance, though, against Brady in the return game.
Cowboys.
I'd take the Dallas on the road, too. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Cowboys.
Feels like a sucker play because the line is so low, but I'll be a sucker. All right, the bad Sunday night game that Glenn's talking about is Seahawks at Steelers. It was bad to start with. It's even worse now that Russell Wilson and Chris Carson are out.
I forgot.
I'll take the Steelers at home, but this is an ugly one. I will be watching the Braves and the Dodgers on Sunday night. Glenn.
I mean, I reckon I'll take the Steelers. I don't think
Gino's gonna ride with Gino?
I don't think Gino's getting it done on the road.
Tony.
I'm taking the Steelers, and this is the first time I think I've picked the Steelers all year.
Yeah, we left them for dead, and they still might be dead, but nice. They got a win last week, and they could get to 3-3 here and try to turn things around. They lose Juju, I think, for the year, right?
Yeah, he's out.
So,
Outski.
All right, Bills at Titans. Not a bad Monday night game. Anytime the Bills are playing, I'll watch because they're fun.
Exciting.
The Titans are 3-2. I kind of wrote them off after they got killed by the Cardinals. And I still don't think they're that good.
Last week?
What's that?
The Titans win last week?
Yeah, they beat a bad team, I believe.
The Jets, maybe?
The Jaguars.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
I will take...
Did they have the receivers back? At least one of them?
Yeah, A.J. Brown played last week. I think Julio's coming back. I want to... So this is the second straight standalone primetime road game for the Bills. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, they're a premier team.
Do they have a hangover from the Chiefs win, or are they just that freaking dominant?
No, they're steamrolling people.
I know.
Give me the Bills.
They're a machine. Yeah, I don't want to get... I got in front of the train last week, and it didn't feel good. I took the Chiefs, so give me the Bills this week.
Same.
I won't feel bad if they lose. I will if I pick the Titans and the Bills crush them. All right, picks are in. Tony, enjoyed it, man. Thanks for hanging out on the phone with us this long. Hopefully we'll get you back in studio next week.
Yes, definitely. Can't wait.
C3 podcast, Tuesday nights. You're doing some Wednesday night content. You're doing a lot of content, right, Tony?
Yeah, man. We're just trying to pound the pavement, get some work in this season before people stop paying attention.
Get it in while you can.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Tony. We'll see you, bud.
All right. Take it easy, guys.
We'll take a time out as we go to break. Play that little scary because it's time to give away a $25 gift card to Halloween Express. Shirley, what caller do you want to do?
Let's go with... I'll make it easy for you. Let's go with caller number 8.
Caller 8, 317-1250 wins a $25 gift card to Halloween Express. We'll be back with former Pirate great Thomas Francisco right after this.
I do the most, living life, not living life, cause I'm dead, man. Told you I was dead, in the graveyard, that's what I said. I don't have a head, I don't have an arm, I don't have a leg. Where's my leg? I don't really know, but they cut it off. Man, that really, really hurt. But I'm okay now because I am living in the afterlife and I am chilling with my afterwife in the afterlife.
Hey y'all, it's October, which means it's time to get ready for Halloween. This is Lisa with Halloween Express, Greenville's locally owned Halloween superstore for 23 years. The Halloween fun is back, and we have everything you need to make it one to remember. From kids to adults, we've got you covered. We have the largest selection of masks in Greenville, plus every other costume you can think of. Come visit our new location in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville on Greenville Boulevard, open 7 days a week. Halloween Express, what are you going to be?
When your family gathers around a shakaroni from Papa John's, you're sharing more than extra cheese and pepperoni. You're sharing scholarships, meals, and laughter. Because $1 from every shakaroni goes to charity. That's pizza with a purpose.
Hey, Pirate fans, the Shakaroni Pizza is back, and only for $13. Plus $1 from every purchase goes to charity. The Shakaroni is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
Do you suffer from allergies, asthma, or any other sinus problems? Perhaps professional cleaning of your air ducts could help. Family owned and operated in Winterville for over 22 years, Carolina Quality Air was the first certified duct cleaning company in Eastern North Carolina. From residential to commercial, they can handle any size job, big or small, including our studios here at Pirate Radio. Carolina Quality Air uses a sanitizer that kills mold in your ductwork and over 100 viruses, including the coronavirus. Visit them online at carolinaqualityair.com.
Hey, this is John Grillo, the Bagel Man. You know I love bagels. I don't settle for frozen bagels. That's why we make our bagels right here in Greenville from scratch every day. If you're coming into Bagel Man, you'll notice that there's some renovation going on. Our menu is bigger and better than ever. Our sandwiches, heroes, subs, salads, wraps, bagel dogs, fresh baked pastries, and our new coffee bar. Soon we're going to be opening for dinner. Don't forget Bagel Man for all your catering needs on Fire Tower Road in Greenville.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in eastern North Carolina. With Blackwood and Mills Creek in Greenville, Dalton's Cove in Farmville, and Belmar and Ayden, these are just a few of the developments featuring BMS Builders homes. They can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or East Carolina football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. BMS Builders. Give them a call at 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
Come and explore great shopping in downtown Washington at Naughty Life. Hi, this is Gina from Naughty Life, and new fall merchandise is arriving every day, featuring all the new Yeti products, like the loadout buckets and waterproof dry duffel bags. We have new fall clothes for men, women, and children. At Naughty Life, we have something perfect for any occasion, like new jewelry and a great selection of sunglasses from Costa, Reflect, and RCI. Visit Naughty Life on Main Street in historic downtown Washington, and like us on Instagram and Facebook.
At Union Bank, we understand you live life on the go. That's why our banking options are designed to serve you, wherever you are. If you want to meet us in person at one of our local branches, complete banking tasks on the go from the mobile app, or bank from your office with convenient remote deposit and cash management services, we're everywhere you need us to be. Whether you're simply managing a busy schedule or an entire business, we're right there with you with personalized service and helpful tools. Call or visit us online at unionbanknc.com. Union Bank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Pirate Radio.
We'll strap it on with anybody, anywhere. It doesn't matter. I know this. I want to win or lose with the group that we have in our locker room.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $700 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. Make up to $700 in a month and save lives now at Grifols Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Jersey Mike's is open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. You can order in-store or online through the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. And congratulations to Robert Matthews of Ahoskie. Picked up a $25 gift card to Halloween Express. It's Halloween time, and the folks at Halloween Express in Greenville have you covered for everything Halloween. They've got masks, they've got costumes, all your yard decorations, your accessories, everything you need for Halloween is all in one place. They have something for everyone from kids to adults. Open every day at their new location on Greenville Boulevard in the Target Shopping Center. Happy Halloween from Halloween Express. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
All right, back with you on PRL. I believe Robert was the gentleman that went to the Braves Red Sox series and was sending me pictures of the scoreboard after the Red Sox beat the Braves.
I do not know.
Surely they, what if our teams meet in the World Series?
Oh, no.
The odds are that's not going to happen. Astros are the favorite against the Red Sox. Dodgers a heavy favorite over the Braves, but it could happen.
You never know, because that's the thing. You know, Red Sox were, for all intents and purposes, at one point in time, dead in the water. And they managed to get hot at just the right time. So, I mean, anything can happen. I mean, yeah, the Astros and Dodgers, yeah, yada, yada, yada. I can't stand the Astros, and I don't really care much for the Dodgers either.
I don't like either one of them.
Yeah, so if they do meet in the World Series, it will be, well, it'll be interesting for this show, that's for sure.
That's some fun shows. All right, speaking of baseball, let's talk some baseball now with a former Pirate great. Had a great career here at ECU and has now begun his minor league career. Thomas Francisco, Franny, joins us on the Fixed NC Live line on this Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Thomas, appreciate your time. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir. We appreciate your time. And Yeah, I was talking about it with Troy here at Pirate Radio this week. You went from playing a long, grueling East Carolina season to getting drafted to continuing to play baseball. So, like, what's it been like for you since you left East Carolina? Catch us up on where you went and how much ball you've been playing.
Yeah, so after the season ended at Vanderbilt, I immediately came back down to ECU and started working out in the off season, or I guess the mini off season, about a month time. Just try to get ready for the draft, and then got drafted. Flew out the next day to Palm Beach. I was there for 3 weeks. We had like a 1 week period where they were giving us like a mini spring training camp. Just took us through everything that they do, and started playing in Palm Beach. Played there for about 3 or 4 weeks, and then I ended up getting promoted to Peoria High A, and I played there for 2 weeks. So it was definitely a lot of baseball, but I love baseball, so it didn't bother me a bit.
How's the body feeling now? That was definitely the longest stretch you've played baseball. Although I guess you guys that played growing up do the travel ball and all that. So I don't know. Was the body used to all that baseball? You feeling all right now?
Yeah, the body felt good throughout the whole time. Especially coming from ECU. We work out pretty hard there, so the body felt great. And I had a little time off in between the end of the season and the draft. It was about a month longer than it normally is, so I was able to kind of rest the body then and get back into playing shape, and so it was like I had a mini off season. So my body feels good right now, and just trying to get ready for next season.
Thomas Francisco joining us. Thomas, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say you came in and at least with an opportunity to play third base, but we saw you at first. We saw you in the outfield. We saw you doing a little bit of everything. So where have you been playing your minor league baseball? Where have they had you playing?
I've solely been at first base. They want to work me in at the corner, and they said that I may eventually go out to the outfield to see how that goes, but as of now, they're going to keep me at first base, so that's where I've been working out through this off season, and I don't think that'll change. I think I'll be at first base the majority of my career.
Is that where you're most comfortable, or are you fine no matter where they put you?
I mean, I can play anywhere, but I do enjoy first base. I like playing there. I also like playing the outfield, but I think I'll either be at first base or somewhere in the corner in the outfield going forward.
I hate doing this. I'm a hypocrite. I hate when people compare players to other players, but I do it with you because I'm a Braves fan. I watch a lefty first baseman, Freddie Freeman, and one thing I compare you to Freddie is the backside hitting, and that's something that not everybody does. You see the shift so much now in college baseball, but especially in professional baseball. And yeah, you can yank a home run to the football practice field. You did that plenty of times out in right field, but also hitting backside, Thomas. I know that's something that you're really good at, and obviously you've worked on a lot. So how important is that to your game, making sure you can spray it all over the field?
Yeah, and I definitely think it's important. Especially now that the level I'm playing, early in the count, I'm looking for something that I can drive to the gaps. But I think, hitting the ball opposite field is more like a situational thing where, you get down to the count, you just need to help your team. You need to find a way to help your team win. And a lot of times nowadays with the shift, the backside's typically open. So if you can hit something decently hard or even soft that way, it'll help your team out, especially when you're down in the count.
Thomas, obviously an intelligent fella, so how much are the analytics a part of your game? How much do you pay attention to that stuff? Like, what's the ratio of you just being out there playing baseball and you being out there with the cerebral part of the game?
Yeah, so, I'm actually not super into the analytics. We have iPads in the dugouts, and it shows the percentages of what pitch they throw during the counts. But mainly, when I'm in my scouting report, I guess myself, I like to watch the pitcher. I like to kind of see what's going on. I definitely use analytics. I think it's a great tool that can help players out. But I'm more of I want to kind of see it with my eyes and make adjustments based on how I'm feeling. I definitely use the analytics, but it's not a big part of my game.
Thomas Francisco joining us. I want to talk about some of your moments at East Carolina, but before you got to ECU, this is the first time I've really gone through your profile on ECUPirates.com, Thomas. How about a 1,000-point scorer in basketball? And also, you had 3 picks in your one season at football, according to this. So, a 3-sport athlete. Did you ever think or dream of maybe playing another sport at the next level, or was it always baseball for you?
It's always been baseball for me. I enjoy the other sports, especially basketball. Especially, I guess when I was in middle school, that's when I loved basketball. I wanted to play all the time, but baseball's always been my love, and it's always what I wanted to do. But yeah, I still, to this day, I still love basketball. I love watching basketball, but I tried out football for one season. The season had already started, and the coach just taught me into coming out, and I really enjoyed it, but it was something that I was good with only playing 1 year.
38 tackles, 3 picks. That's a hell of a season there, Thomas.
Thank you. Yeah, it was kind of in over my head. I didn't really know what I was doing. I was trying to hit somebody and see what happened.
There you go. Now you just hit a baseball and see what happens. Thomas Francisco joining us as a Virginia guy. There's and I'm from here, Thomas, but growing up, the Redskins at the time, now the Washington football team, was the local team here in North Carolina. There's less and less of us Washington football team fans around. As a Virginia guy, were you a fan of that team, or did you have a different NFL team?
No, I was not a Redskins fan. I live so close to Tennessee that it's almost like that part of Virginia doesn't even consider where I live, Virginia. But growing up, I was never really a big NFL guy. Now I cheer for the Dolphins, but I've never really been locked in on a team. The Steelers are a team that's always on where I am in the Titans. So
yeah.
I grew up watching the Steelers and the Titans, but I never really could get into the NFL until I figured out what fantasy football was.
There you go. That helped a lot of folks get into it. Who's your quarterback this year on your team, Thomas?
Oh, I'm kind of moving everything around. I had Daniel Jones. He went down, but so for this week I have. I'm going to check my roster right now. I've been quarterback. Washington's quarterback.
Heineke. Okay.
I picked him up off the waiver 2 weeks ago.
All right.
So I'm going to give him a start this week and see what he can do.
There you go. Hopefully, you can put up some points. They will be chasing points because they play Kansas City, so it could be a high-scoring game. Franny, let's talk about your time at East Carolina. So before every season, Igo and Ronnie Woodward and I will make our predictions, and my prediction, not so bold prediction, but Thomas Francisco would have the triple crown for East Carolina in the 2021 season, and I still think that was a good prediction. The problem is Connor Norby just played out of his mind. So Thomas, you were second on the team in average, dingers, and RBIs, and Norby had the most in all those categories. So you really let me down, Thomas, with your great season that you had.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. Norby decided he was going to have one of the best seasons ever at anybody at ECU, and so. But, I tried. If I would have known that before the season, if I would have known that you picked me, I probably, would have, got a few more hits and a few more home runs, a few more RBIs, and I would have really been, I'd talk some trash to Norby to really try to get in his head, just help you out. But
if for some reason you actually brought that up and Cliff Godwin heard it, he might literally murder me in the studio. So I'm glad you didn't bring that up at all, or you didn't know about that.
Yeah, I didn't know about it. No.
Ignore the noise, right?
Right. Oh, yeah. Ignore it. You got to.
Thomas, and then again, he had a fantastic career and an awesome season in 2021. And I'll ask you about some of your favorite moments, games, but real quick, the 2021 Greenville Regional. So I was able to do some PA announcing for some of those games, but I was also on that Sunday able to just be a fan and walk around the jungle. And you had gone through a couple seasons there where you played in front of 0 fans to a few more fans, and then that regional, man, it was buzzing, it was packed, it was like a homecoming or a family reunion of Pirate fans, and I know that had to be special for you guys after not seeing the Pirate faithful all year, and for them to get out there and just pack Clark LeClaire, and of course you guys were able to win that thing. That was an awesome weekend for all of us. I got to imagine it was awesome for you too.
Yeah, that's one of those things that, you come to East Carolina to play in front of that crowd. It's especially with COVID around and the stands have been empty. You didn't forget about it, but you did forget just how special it is. So, that regional was really eye-opening. And it's like, wow, this is the reason you come play at East Carolina. The fans are amazing. And, that Charlotte game, I've never been in a stadium that it was as loud as when Bryson hit that triple down the line. That was that. It's moments like those that you remember and you're like, wow, my time at East Carolina was amazing. The fans are awesome. And that was the loudest baseball stadium I've ever been in my life.
Thomas, that moment, that might top them all. What other moments come to mind, games, I don't know, memories from your time at East Carolina that stand out to you?
The biggest ones are, the regional championships. Obviously that moment at Charlotte, but being able to win 2 regionals, both in Greenville, in my time there, that was, the most fun thing that I can remember, going into the dog pile and just, seeing all your teammates have success and, all the work you put in comes out to that. And, those are the moments that I'll always remember and were by far my favorite. There'll be other memories that are going to slowly fade away, but those will be the ones that I'll be able to hang on to forever.
Thomas Francisco joining us. Thomas, and this might be a difficult one to answer in just a couple minutes, but what makes Cliff Godwin so successful as a college baseball coach? Because the wins are there, obviously, but you guys do it in the classroom. I talk to all you guys once you leave East Carolina, and you're all, great guys. So that says a lot about you individually, but also about the kind of people Cliff Godwin's bringing into the program. So what is about Cliff, Jeff Palumbo, the staff that just continues to get it done here at ECU?
Yeah, they really preach how you do anything is how you do everything, and it's something that everyone on the team really buys into. We want to have the best grades, we want to play the best baseball, but Coach Godwin, he's a very intense coach, and he's very passionate about what he does, and that being able to play for someone that cares so much about not only your success as a baseball player, but your success as a human and a student, it's like it fires you up, and I think that's why he gets these high-level recruits, and really the whole staff, they all buy into it, and there's a very strong culture on that team, and once you go through it and come out of it, it's this program sets you up for life down the road, professional baseball, the business, working. It's just it's a great program to come up through, and he really cares about us not only as baseball players, but also as people. So.
Thomas, talking to Norby, I think Pack even said this, that there were times as a freshman where they thought, I don't know if this is for me. I don't know if I can do this. So did you ever have that moment as a youngster in the program? And how did your relationship with Godwin change over time that when you went from a young guy to a leader on this team?
Right. No, there was never a time where I didn't think I could do it. I played high school baseball for my dad, and so playing with
you were used to somebody getting on you, probably.
all the time, yeah. And he was out of love, and I'm so thankful for him and everything that he's done for me. But yeah, it was like I grew up playing for my dad. I said it was funny. I told my mom after like the first week or something, she was asking how it was. I'm like, well, it's like I get coached. He coaches us hard, but I don't have to go home to it. Yeah. But no, it was never a problem for me. I fit right in. That's the kind of coaching style that I respond to. And without my dad, I wouldn't have even been at East Carolina in the first place. So just that work ethic that he's instilled in me, and I have to thank him so much for everything. But yeah, I love this program, the intensity that he has. It's what I was used to, so it was never that question for me.
That's awesome. Talking to Thomas Francisco, a couple more, we'll let you go. Thomas, what's your and sometimes it's tricky asking you minor league guys about this, but do you know what's next for you on your calendar? Where spring training, is that what's next? Like, what's next on your baseball calendar?
I guess spring training, I haven't heard anything. I know the Cardinals do instructs for the end of January, but I haven't heard anything about having to go to that yet. So I guess I'm kind of in limbo, seeing what happens. But honestly, I'm just trying to get my body in shape to, in the best possible way to compete next year. And I'll be in Greenville till about Thanksgiving, and then after that, I'm going to be back in my hometown giving lessons, and I'll have probably a camp that I'll run. So
awesome.
That's
Good stuff.
I'll have come forward.
All right, finally, Thomas, Braves, Dodgers, Red Sox, Astros. Give us some predictions. Who's in the World Series? Who's going to win it this year?
I think it's going to be Astros, Dodgers.
All right, and the Dodgers may be getting some revenge from a few years ago.
Right, I have the Astros winning.
Okay, all right. No revenge for you. There you go. All right. You heard it from Thomas Francisco. Thomas, great to catch up with you, man. Really enjoyed it. Glad you're having success, and appreciate you joining us today on the show. And if you're in Greenville for the next month or so, stop by the studio. Maybe we can chat again before you head out of town.
Will do. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you, Thomas. There's Thomas Francisco. What a great dude and a great player here during his time at East Carolina. We'll continue to follow his success in minor league baseball as he rises up the ranks. And Shirley, you do a great job keeping up with that every day when the minor league season's going on. Next year is going to be really fun to follow because you got Franny and Norby who we'll have to follow. To Alec Burleson, does he take another leap potentially to the show?
You still have Evan Krasinski that is also playing on the same team. You've got Gavin Williams. You've got Seth Cadell.
Jake Washer made the move to Double-A, briefly came back, so we'll have to follow him.
Yep.
But we got a ton of guys to follow next year.
Yeah, we've got a plethora of players that we will be keeping an eye on.
Let's get a break in. We'll come back hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Morgan Ahlers joins us when we return on the other side of this timeout, and we'll do it after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
On Saturdays, your team needs you, your sofa needs you, and you need a Jersey Mike's sub. Get it all with free Saturday delivery when you order through the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. This Saturday, while you watch the game at home, we're watching the grill at Jersey Mike's. Order through the Jersey Mike's app for free delivery on Saturdays, unless you're going to miss hearing this. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Dear past, present, and future football watchers, football is back, just how you remembered it. Tailgates with an ice-cold Pepsi in hand? Totally back. That between-play sprint to the fridge for more Pepsi is back, baby. I really miss this. Anyways, consider this your official excuse for always putting football watching first, courtesy of Pepsi. That haircut appointment? Your mom told us you look great, so you should probably reschedule. Seeing the in-laws for the first time in ages.
It's been so long.
Nope, sorry, Susan. Not if it's on Sunday. Long story short, after the year we've all had, we think you could use a little football watching. So crack open a Pepsi and cheer your football watching face off. With love, Pepsi. Made for football watching. That's what I like.
Hi, this is Billy Parker at Parker's Barbecue. Did you know that we have party rooms at our Memorial Drive location? We can accommodate parties from 10 to 110, or anything in between. We can serve family-style buffet or order off the menu. Parker's Barbecue. Come celebrate with us.
Hey, this is Troy D, proud ECU grad from the class of 94. And if you know me, you know I love the 90s here at ECU. It was some of our glory days, including bowl games, the Peach Bowl, and even a March Madness appearance. Relive those days with my friends from Tailgate Classics. Tailgate Classics is a cool retro store with all types of merchandise, including the 90s ECU vintage tees and hats. Check out Tailgate Classics in person, 304 Evans Street, or online at shoptailgateclassics.com. Tailgate Classics, bringing back the throwbacks.
Pirate Nation, the newest sports bar is Quarters Bar and Grill, offering gourmet burgers, hot dogs, and wings with unique flavors Greenville has never seen. Pirates like to drink too. Quarters Bar and Grill offers a selection of 10 beers on tap and over 50 different craft beers. Come check us out at Quarters Bar and Grill, open Wednesday to Sunday, 11 to 11, located at the shopping center next to Krispy Kreme. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram and be on the lookout for Quarters Cash hidden around downtown Greenville. Quarters Bar and Grill, the plunder never tasted so good.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty. I've been in Greenville over 25 years. I'm a proud graduate of ECU. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, then give me a call today and let me help make your real estate process fun and easy. I keep it simple and explain the process every step of the way. My goals are your goals. There are no long-term contracts, and you always deal with me from start to finish. The right home starts with the right agent. Call me, Scott Harris, at 347-1857. Go Pirates!
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. and is the best place to watch your favorite sports while enjoying the best wings in town, along with sandwiches, appetizers, cold beer, and more. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
Man, I'm going to miss my weekly Saturday Tiebreakers food. I guess I could still go get it myself.
Well, I'm going to be there tonight.
Shirley will be there tonight.
For my annual birthday get-together.
Red Sox will be on the TV.
Yeah, and I'm going to try to convince them at 9 o'clock to have another TV on the WNBA game so I can watch the Red Sox and the Mercury play at the same time.
Plenty of TVs, plenty of great food, and great times out at Tiebreakers. Might head out there on Saturday or Sunday or Friday night to see Shirley Rhodes tonight.
Yep.
I can't go every day. My wife would probably get mad if I went to Tiebreakers every day this weekend.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about Saturday.
Saturday.
Did you catch in the press conference earlier this week when I said Saturday to to Donnie and he didn't understand?
Yeah. Oh, what's that now?
I thought it was so funny. I thought Donnie would know.
Your bye-week Saturday, Donnie. Saturday.
I feel like Donnie's been around here long enough.
Let's find out what Morgan Ahlers is going to do this Saturday. Since he doesn't have a game to PA at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium and he doesn't have a son to watch play football, Morgan Ahlers joins us now. Morgan, what's your Saturday looking like?
Well, I've been talking with Coach Houston and finding out his travel plans and approving what recruits he can recruit or not. So that's pretty much what I'm doing all weekend.
Yeah, glad that you're still pulling the strings and still involved on this off week, and you've been hard at work, Morgan.
Yeah. No, actually, tomorrow night I'm heading down to Cape Carteret. Going to be doing a wedding down there tomorrow night. So
good deal.
A lot of fun.
Good deal, and a lot of football to watch this weekend. The Pirates 3-3, Morgan, and we've been given report cards, progress reports all week. You're 3-3, which is good. You could be 5-1, which would be better. Some people say you could be 1-5, which is true, which would be a lot worse. So 3-3 right now, 6 to go. Morgan, Pirates in a position to still accomplish their goals and that main goal of making a bowl game in 2021. What do you think about the season thus far?
I think there have been a lot of opportunities that we could have had and taken advantage of, but there was, the Marshall game came back and we won that game. That was a game that didn't start off very well. You could be 2-4, or you could be 1-5, you could be 4-1. But 3-3, I think if anybody asked most fans if they'd take 3-3 coming out of the first 6 games, you probably would have said yes at the beginning of the year. You got a chance with 6 games to go to hopefully win 3 or 4 of those, and we'll see what happens.
Morgan Ahlers joining us. Morgan, what high school games should we be on the lookout for tonight? Big one between the surging Rose Rampants and, man, the New Bern Bears have looked good. I know they have a showdown coming up tonight.
Yeah, that's the big game in the area. There's actually really 2 good games going on, but Rose and New Bern going to be played over at J.H. Rose tonight, 7 p.m. kickoff, I believe, or 7. Yeah, I think it's 7 o'clock. And New Bern's coming in. Their only loss on the year is to Jacksonville. And the Rampants have won 5 in a row, I believe it is. They're 5-3 after losing their first 3. They're on a big win streak. Had that game against Conley last week. And, it's going to be one of those games that I think is going to come down to who makes the fewest mistakes. And if that's the case, I hope Rose wins it, but I think New Bern's going to be very, very hungry for this game.
The Bears have looked really good this year. Got the high school huddle coming up at 6 o'clock with Morgan Ahlers. Morgan, what other action are you looking at tonight?
Big game going on in Bethel. It's Washington and North Pitt.
North Pitt's been really good this year, Morgan.
They're 6-1 right now. The only loss they've had is to New Bern, that first game of the year. That was sort of a COVID insert game. New Bern came to Bethel and beat the Panthers. And Washington's won 3 straight. They won last week against Green Central. We'll talk with Coach Perry Owens of Washington here in just a little while on the high school huddle. They're excited about that game. It's one of these matchups that it could go either way. I look for this one to be a high-scoring game, and it's going to be fun. And there's Aiden Griffin. I feel bad for Coach Todd Lipe and his team.
Yeah,
they were originally scheduled to play 2 games this week, Tuesday and Friday, after playing 2 last week. COVID protocol. Hopefully, they'll be back in action next week. They were supposed to play West Craven. West Craven seems to have been on the receiving end of several COVID games this year that they're ready to play and haven't been able to make it. They've got some good matchups tonight, and Havelock South Central is going to be another big game that you're going to be able to see. That game's going to be played at South Central. South Central 1 win on the season. Havelock coming in, having a big loss last week, and I think it's one of those games that if Andy 2 is going to get his squad rolling, they need to do it tonight. Havelock's going to be a tough test.
Got college football Saturday following Friday night high school football. NFL Sunday, Panthers taking on the Vikings. My struggling team taking on the Chiefs. But a fun football weekend ahead. Morgan, I wanted to ask you, have you had an opportunity to see any of the new Pirate basketball players? We talked to Cy Seymour earlier this week. Believe it or not, Morgan, Cy thinks the Pirates are going to be good for the 40th straight year. Cy is optimistic about East Carolina. Have you seen Vance Jackson? Have you seen Winston Tabbs or R.J. Felton, any of the freshmen yet? Have you been able to get to Minges yet?
Yeah, actually, I have. Prior to the season actually starting the official practice, I was out there the last Thursday before they started the regular season practices and watched them. Haven't seen Winston Tabbs play yet. He was still working out on his own. They were doing a lot of rehab on his knee, running up and down, doing some workouts and some rehab on it. Vance Jackson, I'm telling you, I was there one day with Cy and Todd Seymour, his son, who's the coach at Jones Senior, and we were watching, and they were playing 4-on-4 and sort of a make it take it type deal. And Vance Jackson hit 3 threes in a row. Then ball fake, 2 dribbles, dunked it over somebody, and I was like, okay, haven't seen that in a while.
Hearing a lot about him, Morgan, and I'm wondering, and you hadn't seen a ton of them, but is he just going to stand around the perimeter, or is he going to help out rebounding and interior defense? Can he do it all, or is he just an outside guy?
When we were out there watching him, he's playing defense. If you're not going to play defense, Coach Dooley, you're probably not going to play.
That's true.
He's very much a defensive oriented coach, and there's been times the first 2 years he's been out there that there's been guys that can shoot it, but if they're not going to play defense, he'll yank them out in a second. He coached under Bill Self at Kansas, and that was one of his mantras, and I think Coach Dooley has really stuck by that. But no, there's some good-looking talent out there. There's some young kids that I think by the end of the season will definitely start to get their playing time. Reyes and Tay Mosier from Texas. Then you've got Javon. I think it's Javon Small. Yeah. From what watching him, very athletic guard. I think he's going to be a good addition for the Pirates. And then you've got Alonzo Frank, who's the big transfer from South Carolina. And he's big body. And I'm going to tell you, that's a big boy. And he was rebounding, boxing out, and real soft touch around there. And he's also got a nice little jump shot. So don't count him out on that. He's interesting to watch as the season goes on.
I don't know if he's not going to be as good as my all-time favorite Errol Bing, but do you think during the season, maybe after a big dunk or something, you could hit a Alonzo Frink? Can we get a Frink?
For you, sure.
Thanks, Morgan. I'm sure you'll remember that one. Freak. Yeah, I like it. Let's do it. Get fired up in Minji's. Got some hoops coming up next month, Morgan Ahlers. So that is on the horizon. Morgan, have a great weekend, man. Great to chat with you. And keep pulling those strings over there. Make sure you run some good plays next week against Houston, okay?
I am. I think we're going to do nothing but I think we're going to go to the wishbone.
Oh.
Next week against, we're just going to go straight wishbone and option. I just think that's the way to go. You go to Houston, make them think of the old, 6 yards in a cloud of dust days.
Dana Holgerson will never see that coming. That's a great idea, Morgan.
He won't. And now, but they scout Pirate Radio because they know we pull the strings. And, they listen to us. They tape the show from what I understand. They play it back during their coaches' meetings. And they know they're going to get all the inside scoop by listening to all the shows on Pirate Radio daily.
Larry in Texas is somewhere going over his conspiracy board right now, Morgan. You just confirmed a lot of things for him.
We'll see. What people don't know, Larry is actually an employee for the University of Houston in their athletic department.
It all starts at the top, folks. Connect the dots. Wake up, sheeple. Morgan, thanks, man.
Thanks. Y'all have a great weekend.
I love that Morgan plays along and laughs about it instead of what he could do, which is get angry about it. But he decides to chuckle, and you find the funny in everything. And there's a lot of funny to find on the fifth quarter.
That's the only thing you can do with it.
Yeah.
Because you can't get upset over something, especially something as outlandish as
something so silly.
Yeah. So far.
It's so far-fetched that a member of the media would have any say over anything going on with
He's not even really a member of the media. He does a high school show here, but he's a PA announcer.
That was a reference to something.
To what? Oh, did you make all right, say that again.
It was a reference to...
I missed it.
I was saying it was so outlandish for a member of the media to have any sway in the ECU coaches room. I can't even imagine that.
What is that a reference to? Stephen Igo coaching the team a few years ago?
Yeah, this is a reference to that.
Stephen Igo deciding personnel decisions for Robert Prunty
on Sunday night.
We don't carry that.
That did happen, apparently.
Look, we don't carry that much clout around here. Hell, I can't even get Troy to get me a birthday present. You think we can run a football team?
We're trying to get Shirley a present. We got more pressing issues than worrying about Houston and their personnel.
We don't have that kind of pull around here.
All right, let's take a moment to open up the booty bag. Almost got you there.
Oh.
I got myself there.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
Matt said Houston is keyed in on the local politics.
This is the tape that they review.
There's local politics, bud.
like what Morgan said. They bring this up in the coaches' room.
It is Free Beer Friday, brought to you by Bud Light. Today we got a Bud Light Seltzer Fall Flannel Pack. That includes maple pear, apple crisp, toasted marshmallow, and of course, the guiltiest of fall's guilty pleasures, pumpkin spice. So dust off your leather boots, find your biggest scarf, and start practicing your leaf-throwing boomerang moves, because fall is here. All right, what call are we looking for?
12. I don't know what just happened.
317-1250.
Did you black out for a second?
I was just trying to comprehend what I just spoke to everyone.
It's very unnatural for you to be saying.
Leaf-throwing boomerang moves.
What? Huh?
What are leaf? Well,
what's that?
Why say a few words?
Few
word do trick.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going for.
That was a great moment from earlier this week. All right, we'll be back with you after this.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers through the year of COVID. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service.
10-5, touchdown Pirates. Holt Ahlers takes it in.
Pirate fans, single game tickets are on sale now for as low as $20 for 3 great games to come. East Carolina will take on the Bulls of South Florida, the Temple Owls for Hall of Fame weekend, and then Thanksgiving weekend, it's nationally ranked Cincinnati. For tickets, go to ECUPirates.com.
You can paint this one purple.
The Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's is full of flowers, each carried by someone committed to ending this disease. Right now, we need you to add your flower to the fight. Take part in the walk to help raise funds and awareness for a breakthrough in the fight against Alzheimer's and all other dementia. Come and join us on Saturday, October 23rd in New Bern, or you can walk from home by going to alz.org/walk.
You know, texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance. The no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
This is Brian Smith with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
The Dickinson Avenue Public House is a lively and diverse restaurant in Greenville that utilizes fresh and local ingredients. With influences of Creole, Asian, and upscale Southern cuisine, the DAP House offers a seasonally rotating menu and a full-service bar with rotating craft brews on tap. Come to the intersection of 8th and Dickinson and enjoy $1 off drafts on Tuesday, half-price flights on Wednesday, half-price wine bottles on Thursday, and $1 oysters Tuesday through Friday from 5:30 to 7. For more details, check out their website at daphouse.com. NC.com.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ron Ayers Motorsports. It will guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville.
The best place for delicious food and great prices is Familia. Familia has something for everyone, like New York-style pizza, lasagna, chicken, veal, or eggplant parmesan, homemade meatballs, plus a variety of seafood selections and favorites, like the steak burger and southern pork chop. If you need food to go, Familia's drive-thru window is open and ready for all takeout orders. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
Hi, this is Parker Bunch. When I'm not hitting dingers or going viral, I'm listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. If you've got damage from wood rot, smoke, fire, or water, consider it fixed. If you've got damage, use a contractor that works for you and not your insurance company. Visit fixednc.com today or call 999-0001. That's 3 9s, 3 zeros, and a 1. Fixed NC, restore, renew, maintain. And congratulations to Clee Smith of Winterville. He's our big winner in our free beer Friday. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
All righty, welcome back. Free Beer Friday brought to you by Bud Light. Pick up a Bud Light at your local retailer, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989, and the official beer of the ECU Pirates. And let me, I want to read this one more time. We gave away today the Bud Light Seltzer Fall Flannel Pack. We're going all in on PSL season with our new limited edition Bud Light Seltzer Fall Flannel Pack. 4 flavors made for the hay riding, apple picking, and corn mazing enthusiast in your life. maple pear, apple crisp, toasted marshmallow, and of course the guiltiest of fall's guilty pleasures, pumpkin spice. So dust off your leather boots, find your biggest scarf, and start practicing your leaf-throwing boomerang moves because fall is here.
When you get to the pumpkin spice part, it sounds like you're describing like fall lingerie. Like it's a
the
little
guiltiest pleasure,
right?
What is a leaf-throwing boomerang move?
I'm lost on that. That's got to be something they do up north that we don't know about.
Them Yankee folks?
Yeah, it's got to be something they just don't do down here.
Speaking of Yankee folks, they don't say Saturday like you do.
We know who does, though.
Parker Bunch?
Without a doubt.
We just heard Parker Bunch on the way back in. I bet he says Saturday. I was looking up, because you were talking about Donnie Kirkpatrick. You asked him what he was going to do this bye week Saturday. And he's like, hey, do what now? And you said, the off week, what are you going to do? And he said he was going to watch some football, hang out. Said he was going to do some recruiting. He said go to a high school game and eat a cruddy hot dog.
Yep, that's what he wants to do, which I can see. I can see Donnie up in the stands.
I looked him up on Wikipedia to see if it had where he was born. Maybe it has it in his ECU bio, probably, maybe, but it doesn't say. But he went to Lenoir-Rhyne and was a 4-year letter winner.
That's an interesting hook-in.
At quarterback for Lenoir-Rhyne. What other sport, we'll bring you in on this too, Shirley, did Donnie Kirkpatrick letter in for the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears?
Golf.
Golf? What's your guess, Shirley?
I'm going to go with tennis.
One of you is correct. Which one of you thinks you're correct?
Tennis.
Tennis is the correct answer. So, Glenn, next time the Pirates have a bye week, which will not be this season.
You can ask Donnie about his backhand.
Are you more Jimmy Connors or
how wicked is your slice?
The hothead John McEnroe? Yeah, we need to find out about this tennis game. Well, I wish Chandler was here. He could do it good.
He does a good Donnie, yeah.
But Donnie K, tennis pro. Who knew? There you go. All right, let's head out to the Fixed NC Live line. Let's get some more grades in here. Let's see how Brian North, Professor North, grades the Pirates. Talk about that and more as he joins us today on Pirate Radio Live. North, how you doing, man?
We are doing just fine on a beautiful fall weekend. It'd be nice to have a football game this weekend. It's going to be, well, nice until Saturday evening, I guess, and then maybe it is good they're off this week.
Let's start with the Pirates, Brian. We handed out some grades this week. It's the midterm, 6 games up, 6 games down. So we've got we went out to our audience and asked them to chime in on the offense, defense, special teams, and let's talk to Professor North real quick and get some grades. Let's start with the Pirate offense, which had inconsistency, I guess, a good way to put it, and we've seen some flashes of brilliance. We've seen some bad offense at times for East Carolina as well. So what grade do you give the Pirate offense through 6 games this season?
Yeah, that's an interesting one because you base it a lot on expectations, and I think we all thought the ECU offense was going to be great this year, right? They were going to light it up. Bolton Ahlers back as a 4th-year starter, good running game back, O-line back and should have been improved, lots of weapons at wide receiver, but they just haven't consistently met the expectations. In fact, inconsistency is the problem. So I'm probably giving them right around a C at this point, maybe a C plus because a couple of performances, but I just think based on the potential that we all thought they were going to have this year and what they've actually done in some key games, beat basically Central Florida and South Carolina, and even, I don't know, Charleston Southern to a degree, they just haven't reached that potential and have seemed to struggle a little bit with some things. So I'm going with a C right now.
All right, that was... Well, that might be a little better than most had them. I had a C minus. There was a lot of C minuses, a few D pluses in there, but that's around the average, I would say. Defensively, that's a tricky one too because they've given up some yards and some games given up points, but you look at the games that East Carolina, those woulda, coulda, shoulda, South Carolina, UCF, the defense played good enough to win those games. So how do you grade them out through 6 games?
Yeah, I'm probably giving them more of a B to a B minus simply because they're forcing a lot more turnovers than they ever have. And that's a positive sign in the right direction. There's still, as Skip Holt used to say, a little not enough lead in their pencil along the front line, so they can get blown off the ball a little bit. But I love the way they fly around the ball. They've really turned over that roster. The turnovers are what really have me upping their grade a little bit more to a B. there's improvement there, but I think they're doing well enough to win those games that the offense should be able to finish off. So I'm giving them a B because I like what I see, and that's an identity of Mike Houston teams through the years before he was at ECU, was that ball hawk defense that forced turnovers. And the one thing that's missing is getting them to score. At JMU, the defense would score points almost every game, and I think that's the next step for this defense.
Brian, would you say the special teams has been more good than bad? Are they earning higher than a C from you?
Yeah, it's hard because when you came off of Jake Verity for all those years, it's tough to go to anybody else. And so the punting game has done well. I think certainly pitting teams down inside their own 20. John Young's been really good at that. Kickoffs really non-existent with all the new rules now. And field goal has been average to below average. So probably C+ there. Maybe B- just because of the punting game has been really good this year.
All right, there's the grades from Mr. North, who, by the way, Lily got 100 on her math test yesterday. So you've got some grades coming up in your future, Brian. I don't know, is that more of a mom thing to check the report card, or are you going to be,
Oh, no, I'm already trying to keep him from being Michael Jordan's dad, so I'm already the competitive guy to win everything, and I'm already telling the oldest one the little one's better than her, just trying to get her to...
Oh, you're Richard Williams then, right? Serena and Venus's.
Yeah. Not quite as obnoxious as Richard Williams. I like to think more of Michael Jordan's dad because he just kept it in the household and just basically just told Michael he was no good at anything. So
okay.
It worked, right? I think it worked, so that's what I'm trying it.
Brian telling his, how old are your kids, by the way, now, Brian?
2.5 and 10 months.
Brian yelling at well, either one's funny, really, but especially the 10-month-old. Hey, you stink at life.
Yeah.
That's a funny mental picture there.
Her older sister was walking at 10 months, and she's not. So
oh, wow.
There's heckling going on, and her improvement over the last few weeks, I believe, has been a direct reflection of my heckling of her. She's really come a long way.
That's awesome. Brian, the fighting between them two in the future is, I'm sure you've thought about it. I'm not telling you anything you haven't thought about, but that's going to be epic.
The little one's already the instigator and gets in the big one's way and, climbs on her and stuff. No, it's pretty good.
What's your, we'll talk some football. What's your Saturday looking like, Brian? No ECU football. You covering anything, hanging at the house? What you got going on?
Yeah, we'll hang at the house. This will be kind of a pumpkin weekend. We'll go send some pumpkins for the kids and kind of get into the holiday spirit. I'd like to check out NC State at Boston College. I think that's going to be a pretty good game Saturday night. Kind of checked out already on UNC and Miami, both of those teams.
Yeah.
Boy, really underachieving. And then it's kind of it's a cool game. It's a cool Saturday for the lower division schools in our state. Fayetteville State's 4-0. They've got a big home game. Chowan was ranked in the top 25 for the first time ever in D2, and they've got another big one. So there's some good games around the state if you are kind of into college football beyond the Division I level.
You mentioned UNC Miami. I didn't really think about it until you brought it up. That's two preseason top 15 teams going at it. They have been relegated to ACC Network on Saturday, Brian. This was one going into the year. If things went the way the prognostication said they were going to go, this is like your primetime ABC game at Kenan Stadium. But instead, it's a complete afterthought. It really doesn't matter.
This was supposed to be for the division title, right? This was supposed to be going to go to the ACC championship game, and now it's not. It's just been, it's almost like Survivor game at this point. Whoever loses just might as well not play the rest of the season based on the expectations at the beginning of the season.
I guess the game, you've got Clemson at Syracuse tonight, which it was 4 years ago on a Friday night. Dino Babers, which I said earlier in the week, this might be why he still has a job at Syracuse, because he beat Clemson a few years ago. I don't know. Can they repeat that feat tonight? Clemson, I think, coming off a bye, so they begin their second half of the season trying to get right on the offensive side. So I'm interested in this one tonight to see if Clemson comes out and looks like the Clemson of old, or are they what we've seen in 2021? I mean, we've seen kind of a big enough sample size to say they just aren't that good offensively this year.
Right. Their defense is good, and defense usually travels with the Carrier Dome, a tough place to play. So I'm curious in final score, but this has just been an ugly Clemson team to watch. We've been blessed because we cared that Cornell Powell played for them the last 4 or 5 years, and so that gave us a rooting interest around these parts. And so I watched a lot of Clemson football looking for 17. Well, not only do I not see that 17 out there this year, I have just not seen very good offense, and it's been tough to watch this Clemson team. So coming off a bye week, I'm curious what changes that they've made to try and get better on the offensive side of the ball, because it's almost been unwatchable.
NC State 4-1. They have not lost in the ACC, and they got Boston College, as you said, coming up. Big game on Saturday night. This one in years past looks like the obvious tripping up point for NC State, but I don't know, Brian. I'm looking down the schedule. I think like Louisville at home or at Florida State. I think they win and give their fans something to get excited about and lose later in the year. How about you?
Could be. Coming off a bye week, I feel a little bit better about NC State than I would if they were coming off the Louisiana Tech game.
Yeah.
Because I still think they had Clemson in their systems. I think they've had time to flush Clemson, that victory, out of their system now and refocus. And let me tell you, Boston College is 4-1, and they're no pushover this year. And it's a place that NC State has struggled, 3-7 all time at Boston College. So this is one of those games that the more you look at it, at first you're like, oh, whatever, it should be a Wolfpack victory. But the more you analyze it, you realize this could be a better, more competitive game than you think. They haven't won there since 2017. So I think this game has the retention. And again, I think the advantage for them is coming off that bye week because they've been able to focus in a little bit more on that. Now, having said that, you're right. That could be a Louisville stumble. Wake Forest always gives NC State fits. There's still a bunch of key games for the Wolfpack down the stretch, but I think the bye came at the perfect time for them.
Most important game might be one that I don't have any cares for, and that's Pittsburgh and Virginia Tech, two teams that are 1-0 in the ACC. So that one going on at Lane Stadium coming up 3:30. And you mentioned Wake Forest, Brian. They are in a position right now, and again, we've gone over their second half of the schedule. It's tough, but they are in a spot right now, Brian, where I mean, you could say, okay, how about this? If Wake Forest runs the table in a down ACC, are they a college football playoff team? Let's get in that ESPN first take debate real quick. Would they have done enough to get in over undefeated Cincinnati or, one loss Ohio State, one loss Oregon? What do they do with the undefeated Wake Forest team?
Well, I think so, but I'm the guy that still thinks they should put the conference champion.
You're a big conference champion guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, you play your regular season, you want it to matter. Well, win your regular season conference games, and then go win your conference championship, and that punches your ticket into the playoffs. So for me, yes, you run the gauntlet of the ACC, even though their non-conference schedule wasn't great. You go undefeated in the ACC, I still think that gets you a seat at the table. Now, all your SEC people will say, no way, they'd rather have a 3-loss team for the SEC in there and just make it the SEC tournament with 4 teams. But no, when you're a Power 5 conference, and this is why you did all those things, okay, one Power 5 conference doesn't get a seat at the table each year. The other 4 others should. So take your 4 conference champions in the ACC, I still think is probably better than, the Pac-12 maybe, or the Big 12, but I certainly think that gets them a seat at the table, or it should this year. But that's my opinion. I'm not one of those SEC snob elitists that think their football doesn't stink.
I'm usually I don't care because it's the same teams every year, but this has been a really fun year of college football. Kind of wrote off Oklahoma because they kept winning so close. They got a chance to still run the table and be there at the end. Alabama has a loss. Could have another before the season's over. Ohio State, Oregon have a loss, but Oregon beat Ohio State. And then you've got Cincinnati sitting there. Iowa, all those Big Ten teams that are ranked in the top 10 have to play each other. So it's a fun year of college football. It's a little different from the norm, and that's a good thing.
And this will tell you how elitist the selection committee is, because if they start putting in 2-loss teams into the playoffs from major conferences instead of a Cincinnati who could run the table, I mean, maybe is this the year they finally let somebody else in because the other conferences aren't as dominant? I just don't know.
I don't. Yeah, you're not gonna see a 2-loss team in, but here's the nightmare scenario for you, Brian, and for a lot of folks. Alabama beats Georgia in the SEC championship. Both of them get in.
Right.
So then half your playoff is SEC, and that takes a spot from probably a Wake or a Cincinnati.
I fully expect Alabama to be in. They've been so dominant except for one game, and I continue to think they'll be dominant the rest of the year. Whether they, I fully expect them to be in. I don't think the committee, there's no way they will not put in.
Well, if they lose Georgia in the championship with 2 losses, I think they're out at that point.
No, you would think so, but if everybody else comes back to the field as well.
Yeah.
This is the thing is you talk about Wake Forest and Cincinnati. They can be perfect for the whole year, but unless the rest of the field comes back to them per se, everybody has to have a loss, then they don't get in. But if they run the table and these other teams come back, that gives them the chance. It's not so much they have to do what they have to do, but they've got to hope for other teams to stumble. Otherwise, they don't get in.
No, you're right. And I usually don't like these hypothetical discussions, but now that it's a lot, wide open the way it is this year, it's a little more fun to discuss to see what these teams we're not used to seeing can do to be able to get in. So it's fun week to week. It was a great college football Saturday last week. Hoping for another one tomorrow.
Even JMU lost last week. That's how much carnage took place.
They lost to. I was watching a gambling show, and did they lose to Villanova?
Villanova at home. That is really rare for the Dukes to not only lose at home, but to lose to Villanova at home.
Kerry Kittles had 32 points and 7 rebounds.
They went to the slow-down offense, yes, and shot 78% from the field. That is correct.
Who's the Dukes head coach now, Brian?
Kirk Cignetti, who was at Elam.
Oh, was he at North Carolina as a coordinator once?
He's been at all those schools, as a coordinator at some point, yes.
I recognize that name. All right, North, I believe I saw Brett Kennedy covering a game during the week. It might have been Monday night, and I thought about you because it was a trophy game. Maybe you remember what I'm talking about, but
the Anchor Bowl, north side, south side of.
Do we have any good trophy? I know you love a trophy game, Brian. We got any trophy games this weekend, this Friday?
How Rose and New Bern don't play for a trophy is beyond me because they've had so many great games, but we do have one. We have Swansboro and Croatan, the neighbors on the Onslow-Carteret border. They play for the Ice Cream Bowl.
Okay.
Which is disappointing that the trophy is actually a football, right? It should be an Ice Cream Bowl.
Yeah, like a scoop, a golden scoop would be cool. I don't know.
So the trophy game around here just isn't good. Mullet Bucket's number one. Anchor Bowl is right there. Fossil Bowl isn't even a bowl; it's a plaque. I for years said I was going to get into the trophy making business and come up with a trophy for all of these big hype games and make them cool trophies.
Well, I was going to say, when you retire, Brian, and you've been around so much, you know so much about these schools, I think you should start a one-man committee of naming these rivalry games and coming up with the trophies. I think that'd be great.
I was super pumped that Campbell and Gardner-Webb played for the barbecue trophy.
That's cool.
But it looked like the same thing as the Floyd of Rosedale. It was just a pig on a trophy.
Yeah.
And it was,
Let's get some creativity, people.
Execution of creativity seems to be lacking a little bit these days and has me frustrated. But at least we had a trophy game in the state.
There we go. And it would be cool if you could make a trophy with like half bear, half rampant, which is like 4 different animals combined.
Right.
Do something like that.
I was coming up with an idea for the Craven County, like county trophies, you would think. When Havelock, Burn, and West Craven all play, and you give it the traveling trophy to the county champion. And I was trying to come up with like a half bear, ram, eagle, herd of something,
Yeah.
I was getting to there, but I've never. I'm just as bad as the people I'm making fun of for not following through on the execution.
North, we'll wrap it up with some NFL talk. The Panthers went from 3-0 to we might be 3-3 after this Sunday. They got an important one with with another NFC team, the Minnesota Vikings. So I don't know, and I watched a lot of the game last week. I had it on while following the football team and all the other action, but the Panthers were in control of that game against the Eagles for seemingly, 40 minutes. They had it the entire time, and the Eagles ended up sneaking out of Charlotte with the win. That's one that I think the Panthers are going to look back on and say, yeah, we should have got that one.
That game reminded me so much of 2 different ECU games this year.
Yeah.
It seemed like they were in control, got conservative. The defense, which they were relying on, couldn't make the plays they needed to at the end, and they let defeat slip away from the jaws of victory. So that was a frustrating loss for the Panthers because Sam Darnold throws 3 interceptions. He had his worst game as quarterback. The offense has been great between the 20s this year. They just have not been finishing off drives, and they've had problems with their kicking game as well. So they've been playing with fire all year with that offense, and it caught up to them against the Eagles because that's a game that they could have won. And now we'll see how they bounce back and learn from it. Look, Christian McCaffrey, if they get him back, makes a world of difference just with matchups and how you can execute your offense. You look a lot better offensively with C-Mac back there than you do without him. And so Sam Darnold looks a lot better when 22's out there than he does when he's not.
Yeah, and it looks like one marquee running back might be playing this week, and that would be Dalvin Cook, and not sure about McCaffrey. So if the Vikings get Cook and McCaffrey out for the Panthers, advantage of Vikings for sure. North, appreciate the time as always. We'll let you get back to your busy family life there, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, sounds good, Clippy. Appreciate it. Have a good weekend off. No fifth quarter rants this week on my Twitter.
Yeah, if you feel like, calling me around 7 o'clock and bitching and screaming, just to make it feel like a normal Saturday, feel free to do that.
I've never seen you on the edge like I saw you last week. It was great Twitter.
Look, I gave the guy a chance to get out. I even agreed. I did the old, I got you, man. I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. I did that 3 or 4 times, and then that was it. It was done.
I can't wait. Cranky Clip is coming out once you join the old guys group here, man. Another 10 years, it's going to be can't miss Saturday Twitterism.
In 2.5-ish weeks, Brian, I'm hitting 40, so I'm there, man.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Whoa. All right, we got to come up with something. We got to that one.
North, thank you, buddy.
All right, see you, Clippy.
Brian North joining us on a Football Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Bye week for the Pirates. So hope everybody enjoys their time with their families watching football. Got some playoff baseball to watch this weekend. That's exciting. Hurricanes won last night. I tell you what, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll take a look at the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard for the weekend because Shirley and I and Chandler and Glenn won't be here to tell you what's going on with the action, but we will get you ready for it all when we return on Pirate Radio Live on a Friday. Back with you after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get a 2021 GMC Sierra 1500. Save up to $3,000 off. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
That's for you. Answer the call from patients who need plasma. Donations are down, so give plasma at a Grifols Center and receive compensation. Visit grifolsplasma.com. Gonna get that? Answer the call from patients who need plasma and receive up to $700 your first month when you donate at a Grifols Center. Visit grifolsplasma.com.
Eastern North Carolina's choice for window tinting, signs, graphics, wraps, graphic design, and more is Signs and Tint. Signs and Tint is family owned and operated right here in Greenville, and their NC licensed electricians specialize in vehicle wraps, paint protection film, and more. They can even do building signs for your business. Signs and Tint offers 10% off for military and first responders. Also, make sure to mention Pirate Radio at checkout for a discount. Stop by their office today at 801 Staten Road or visit them online at signsandtint.com.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Amanda Houston, and when it came time to make the game-winning play for relaxation at our house, I made the right call to Jamie Lang and Carolina Hardscapes. Jamie and his team built the backyard oasis of our dreams with a beautiful custom paver patio, outdoor lighting, and fireplace. Make your backyard incredible and call Carolina Hardscapes today at 364-1201 or visit their showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic Suck. Go Pirates!
This is Dr. Christopher McDowell from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services. For experience and professional care, call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
At US Cellular, we can help everyone stay connected for less. And less also means more, as in more choice. Right now, you choose any phone and we make it free. Plus, get unlimited data for $30 a month with 4 lines. US Cellular. America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
Now that life is returning to normal, we have found a lot of good things that came from the pandemic. One of them is not having to go to the wireless store anymore. The Cellular Warehouse team has been in the business of delivering phones to your home and office for 20 years. People found out about our free delivery service and love the ease of getting a new phone, tablet, or hotspot. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 so you can start experiencing the joy of never going to a wireless store again. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
Discount Mattress and Furniture, 1501 Evans Street in Greenville. Everything must go up to 75% off. Air conditioners, $199. Refrigerators, $199. Dryers, $199. Queen mattresses, $199. ECU purple chairs, $99. Everything must go up to 75% off. Discount Mattress and Furniture, by the railroad track, 1501 Evans Street in Greenville. Winning is not everything, it's the only thing.
This is Stephen Igo, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Let's take a quick look at your stock market report. It's a good one. The Dow was up 382 points and closed at 35,294. NASDAQ was ahead 73 at 14,897, and the S&P was up 33 at 4,471. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
All right, wrapping it up on a Friday, a getaway Friday. No Bud Light pregame tailgate or U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show coming up on Saturday. So let's take a look at what is going on. Let's start Major League Baseball. Oh, by the way, thanks to John Moody, P1 listener, who's trying to redeem himself for some bad information, but he's back in our good graces. He says the boomerang move is a popular Instagram filter amongst the young kids.
Yes, it is.
Oh, so you like drop the leaves and then you do the. Okay, I thought it was a child's game. Maybe I'm
practice your leaf throwing boomerang moves.
Yeah, I mean I get it. Like so, you throw the leaves at the camera and you put the boomerang filter on it and makes it look like they're going back in your hand.
Okay, all right.
Something the kids are doing these days.
Thank you, John.
I did not know that though.
All right.
I knew what. I didn't realize that was what it was referencing
filter,
to.
I would have gotten.
Yeah, I understand what boomerang is, but geez, I felt old for a second there.
Boomerang is a movie with Eddie Murphy in it.
Yes, Halle Berry too, right?
Halle Berry. Yeah, I don't know. I never saw it. I just remember it was the thing in the 90s. Boomerang. Red Sox at Astros tonight. Chris Sale on the mound for the Red Sox. That game is 8:07 on Fox. The Braves begin their postseason, or their NLCS, I should say, against the Dodgers on Saturday night at 8 o'clock. Red Sox Astros will play Game 2 Saturday at 4:20. So that's what's going on in baseball. Did you get a dang?
Yeah, because I'm going to have to... I've got my great nephew's birthday party at 3 o'clock.
What's so great about him?
Well, he's my nephew's son, and so he's my great nephew. But he turns 1 on Sunday, so we're having a birthday party.
If you're there or not.
Everybody else will. It's not him I'm worried about. But anyway, I'm going to have to cut that thing short. 4:20. I'm going to say, all right, I'm here for an hour, and then I got to bounce.
Appearances are the power move at birthdays, if you think about it.
Oh, yeah. Normally, especially during football season, I make appearances. I don't show up and stay. I usually show up. I'm maybe there 10, 15 minutes, and I bounce.
Chandler stays for like 4 days when he makes appearances during football season.
Well played, sir. Well played.
We roast the ones we love. Tonight in college football, so it's weird to know there's a game happening, but it's not in front of me because I have the top 25 schedule pulled up. Cal at Oregon, San Diego State at San Jose State. So there's 2 top 25 games tonight.
What's that? Is there an ACC game tonight?
Yeah, Clemson. They're not in the top 25, so they're not listed here. Clemson at Syracuse.
That seems problematic.
How do you say Syracuse?
Syracuse.
Syracuse in the Carrier Dome. They won Syracuse beat Clemson there 5 years ago on a Friday night.
Little
just saying.
Dino Babers?
Dino Babers, yeah.
A little Dino Babers magic.
That's the only reason he's still employed there, that one win that he had against Clemson.
Did he turn was that he didn't have Greg Paulus. That was long before him.
We are going way back now.
That was some time ago.
Greg Paulus did play football quarterback for Syracuse. Cincinnati, a huge favorite of UCF. That is noon on ABC. Noon on Fox. Oklahoma State is at Texas. Noon on CBS. Auburn at Arkansas. Noon on ESPN. Florida at LSU.
You love to see Cincinnati get the treatment.
ABC?
Yeah, you love to see him get the bump.
Yeah, that's good for them. CBS, 3:30, Georgia. They are 21.5-point favorites against Kentucky, who's number 11 in the country, by the way. And the total is 44.5.
But it's down in Athens.
So they're saying Kentucky's going to score like 10 points.
That would be an offensive explosion against this Georgia defense.
Yeah, they are tough. Speaking of low numbers, Iowa, they don't give up any points. Their total is 43 in their game against Purdue. Iowa's the number 2 team in the country. They play tomorrow at 3:30. Bama at Mississippi State, 7 o'clock on ESPN. I think the game I'm looking forward to the most, 82 is the total.
Is that Tennessee Ole Miss?
Ole Miss at Tennessee. Tennessee's been playing great the last 2 weeks. Ole Miss puts up 1,000,000 points. That's going to be a shootout.
That could be the game of the weekend, easy.
I'm looking forward to that one. NC State, Boston College, 7:30 on ACC Network. 82.
Hey man, it's a lot of points.
Might as well.
But it feels like we're going to get there.
50-45. Yeah. That's a winner. All right, Big Dog enjoyed it. Shirley Rhodes, great job as always. Make sure you enjoy your Saturday at your great nephew's party. Good luck to your Red Sox.
Thank you.
And
good luck to my Phoenix Mercury.
Crazy about a Mercury. We'll see you fine folks Monday at 3 on an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. Have a great weekend. Do not call me and complain about football. We'll do that next Saturday. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio.